Hello, everybody, and welcome into our latest live broadcast. Joining me,
as always, Mitch Morrison.
I see you have the little Toto band on your shirt there today.
I always wear a Toto shirt.
Yeah, little Toto band. Oh, little river band.
Oh, you mean I'm not wearing a... Carey, I'm not wearing a Toto shirt. What happened? Variety is the spice of life.
Yes, as long as it's from the 1970s.
Yeah, and 80s. So, Little River Band, their biggest hit song was Reminiscing or Happy Anniversary or The Night Owls.
I like The Other Guy. It's a little more upbeat. Little River Band's kind of
cool,
mellow.
Change. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, Cool Change is real mellow. The Other Guy or The Other Man, it's kind of beats per minute is faster. It's a little more towards rock and roll instead of soft rock.
Right. But
you know which song that is?
Yeah, but again, the harmonies are to die for.
Oh, they're a very talented band. However, not a party band.
No.
Come on, guys, let's rock out to some Little River and some Dan Fogelberg.
Yeah.
Play a little Steely Dan.
There you go.
All right. Hopefully everybody can see and hear us okay. Thank you so much. We had before we've even gotten started, we have two
amazing
generous contributions.
Give them a shout out.
I have to find them. Where are they? Oh, we've had 3 contributions. Peter Laycock with 50 pounds. Hey, thank you so much, Peter, as always. He says, hey, Carey and Mitch, and everyone in the chat from Bonnie, Scotland, I'm looking forward to this build. Awesome. We are looking forward to this. What is this called again?
We're going to barbecue us up a very nice computer chat.
It does kind of look like a smoker.
Very nice.
So we'll build a computer and some bacon. Frankie B with a very generous $100 contribution. Hey, Frankie, thank you so much. He says, hello, Carey and chat. Enjoy your Easter if you celebrate. I don't celebrate Easter, but I'll take any holiday.
I'm riding to Vegas on my motorcycle. Yeah, my first long trip, if it doesn't kill me. All right. So.
Good a way to go.
All right.
Some people die at work at their desk. If you die on a motorcycle on your way to Vegas, I mean, if you had to go.
Yeah.
Be safe. I don't want to have to film these in the hospital next to the hospital bed. Rockin' Rob contributes $5. Hey, Rockin' Rob, thank you. He says, howdy, Carey and Mitch and chat. Greetings from Little Genesee, New York. Looking forward to this build. Let's keep, what's that word? The jocularity going from last night. Jocularity.
Okay.
Is that a word?
That's a big word, yeah.
You mean humor?
Yeah.
Irreverence? Jocularity sounds like something that happens in a locker room.
Yeah.
And I think they have a spray, an antifungal spray for it.
By prescription only. Yeah.
I thought it was over the counter.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I get so many drugs under the counter, I've forgotten which part of the counter they...
Yeah.
It's a joke. See, that's part of our jocularity.
Yeah.
Jocularity? Anyway, thank you, Rockin' Rob, for the contribution and all your support. And there's another contribution here from Rick Lakes. Hey, Rick, thank you again for your continued contributions and support of the channel. If you hear any noise in the background, I am actually running the air conditioner for the first time. We're in the 90s Fahrenheit.
Which is pretty rare for the beginning of April.
Is it?
April, what do I remember?
And I apologize. There we go. So there's our reconnection there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I dozed off.
Sorry, I had a little pacemaker problem.
Yeah.
So this is something new that started happening with the hotspot where it restarts. The YouTube feed that we're seeing here is delayed. So what we're seeing on OBS is actually going out. You'll see there when you see the feed now.
Right. It's also technical. All right.
Yeah, we have 2 different feeds. We have the live feed. If I raise my hand, I see my hand go up. And then if we wait, then you'll see what people at home are seeing. And let's see how long it takes for my hand to go up. Still hasn't happened yet. That's the delay I'm trying to show you. There it is.
Okay.
So that's the time difference between what we do and when they see it. Whatever that was.
Yeah.
No, that's under normal latency. YouTube has 3 latency settings on live feeds. There's an ultra low latency, which could make that a little faster. But I've just got it at normal latency for right now. So In any event, yes, Rick Lakes contributed $5. Thank you so much for your contribution, Rick, because I don't know if that went out. And thank you for pointing that out, because I don't know how long it would have been before I noticed.
Oops.
And that's why we sort of have this monologue time to make sure that
Everything's stable.
Yeah, everything's good. Video quality's good. Look, I got a scratch on here already. Look at. Did you do that?
No.
You touched it?
No. But it slices, it dices, it makes.
Let's hope not.
It makes julienne.
I hope it doesn't. I hope the edges aren't that sharp. Do I need to get Band-Aids out on this build?
Yeah. You can't say, chat, this is not a unique build. Very unique. So using big words. Oh, yeah.
Unique is a big word. It's only 6 letters.
Oh, okay.
You know what a big word is?
Jocularity. Okay.
It is.
We call it a callback.
That was a callback. I was going to say abbreviated.
Oh, okay.
Because I find it ironic that that's such a long word.
Okay, yeah.
Chris Mole contributes 10 pounds. He says, nice to be able to contribute live once again. All the best, Carey and Mitch.
Ah, happy Friday. It is Friday,
Chris.
right? Yeah.
Well, it was when I woke up.
Yeah.
Thomas Backenstow contributes $20. He says, great start.
Hey, Thomas, yeah.
He's the one who jinxed us, I think.
Yeah, it's all pro all the time.
That's
here.
right. We got a little over 200 people watching. Welcome in, everybody. We are going to, you got the COVID?
Yes.
What's going on over there?
No, I'm good.
All right. You got your shot, right?
Second shot Monday, yeah.
Second shot on Monday.
Started howling at the moon Tuesday. Started howling at the moon Tuesday.
What we're going to do, and we're going to do this for a while until I get caught up, is the motherboard that we're using in today's build. I've already prepped it in I was going to say in a separate video, but I think I actually prepped this one off camera. So let me tell you about it. This is a B450 AORUS M motherboard from GIGABYTE. We're going to be using an AMD 3900X CPU, along with 2 sticks of G.Skill's Trident Z RGB Royal RAM. They're 16 gigs each for a total of 32 gigs. Now these AMD CPUs that I've been using, they don't have any built-in graphics, so I have to put a discrete graphics card on.
And if you're going to, this one is a beauty, B-E-A-U-T.
You know, this one, I'll be curious if it's going to fit in the case okay because of its length. We're going to find out. But there's no RGB on it. So this is the stock AMD cooler. It's the Wraith Prism cooler, which has a nice rainbow RGB effect. And then the RAM has the rainbow RGB effect. And this case is smoky, so you're really not going to see much other than the RGB. In other words, you're not going to see the cables or the components very easily because of that tint. So, but the RGB should shine through nicely. But this graphics card, this is a GeForce RTX 2080 Super. This came out of something. I don't remember. And it's all I have laying around for right now. And then for a power supply, I was debating whether or not to use a modular power supply for this build, but this build doesn't really need it because the power supply is down here. And so all the extra cables can be hidden down below. So I'm not going to use modular to save some money, but we will use a 700 watt EVGA Gold Series power supply. I think that's a 5-year warranty.
Ooh.
And it's 80 plus gold efficiency rating, but not modular. But that'll provide us plenty of power. For the record, when I was prepping this board, I was using a 500 watt EVGA 80 plus white, which is a very inexpensive power supply. And I ran all the benchmarks on it from Prime 95 to TimeSpy. Thinking, well, you know, if I draw too much power, it'll blue screen, it'll crash. It went through no problems with 500 watts.
Okay.
And it did start to overheat at about the 16, 17 minute mark on Prime 95. The stock cooler that comes with the 3900X, it's just not doing it. Yeah. Look, most of the time when you hear about these coolers not effectively cooling CPUs, it's only for people who really push the CPU hard. Most people don't push their CPUs hard, and if they do, they only do it for a moment. So it never really becomes an issue. But apparently AMD knows this. They know their cooler. It's what I would say adequate.
Let's air quote that.
Yeah,
Adequate.
it's adequate. AMD's engineers determined that this is the cooler that came with this chip. So it's supposed to work together. And even the thermal compound was already applied to the bottom. So, there's not even a question of thermal compound application of being applied correctly to affect temps. But what I was going at with this graphics card has no RGB on it, which I like, me personally. But on this build, it would be ideal to have some RGB to match the 2 RGB here, since that's all you're going to see through this case. This is a gaming PC. That's its intent. This computer will be available for sale, but the graphics card part of it is going to be the negotiating part, because I could just as easily put a 1650 in here and bring the price down. But even those are overpriced. All graphics cards are overpriced right now. Remember those old graphics cards, stacking up at my office?
Yeah. And I love how you said, I had this just laying around. This is gold right here. Right here. People would almost sell their
don't get me
soul.
wrong. I have a lot of video cards, but I have a lot of builds. I have more builds than I have video cards. So while it might appear I have a lot of video cards,
right.
I've been leaning more and more on Intel and business machines, so I don't have to deal with the whole video card thing, because Intel's got on most Intel chips, they have video card built into this CPU. And for office use and regular computer use, nobody would know the difference.
Right.
But for gamers, if you're a gamer and this is a gaming build, then this would be ideal. This matches, I don't want the system to be off balance, right? But this graphics card is probably the price of the rest of the system. This probably doubles the price currently. Not my fault.
But we'll see if it fits.
Well, that's the question. There was some issues that I've heard about with regards to the curvature of the case. I think it's going to be okay. I think it will fit okay. So anyway, I prepped the board. It's got Windows 10 Professional activated. It's an ADATA XPG 8100 solid state drive, 2 terabyte. Am I forgetting anything? The power supply, the graphics card, the RAM, the CPU, the motherboard. That's it.
And this beautiful barbecue case.
A shout out to my friend Ron in Illinois, who pointed this case out to me. And I told Ron, I'll send you a computer. Do you want this one when I'm done with it? And he said, no. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going to happen with this after this video, but we're going to build it and see where it takes us. It's definitely, I've never seen another YouTube video featuring this case. We'll be the first. This is made by a company called Vetroo. I've got a link for the case, all these components, all the links individually. If you look at the video description below this video, there are links to every single part. I'm starting to blank out on the SSD. Did I forget to put the SSD in? If so, I'll go back and add it. But yeah, it's an ADATA 2 terabyte. It's like $250. And the performance on this SSD, it hit 3,700 on the reads, which doesn't seem possible. Because like 3,600 should be the max. So when I saw that, I was like, I'm not complaining, but I'm a little suspicious. When we get this installed and wired up, we'll turn it on. We'll run all the same benchmarks again. Okay, you ready to get started?
Yeah.
What about you guys?
We're glad you're here. Happy Friday or Saturday or wherever you're viewing from. And it's you people in chat, it's a rarity to see Uncle Mitch not wearing his glasses.
Or a Toto shirt.
Or a Toto shirt.
Who are you and what have you done with Mitch?
My evil twin. All right. And he's taller too. All right.
I kind of like your evil twin better.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't tell the other one I said that.
All right.
Chris's channel of technology contributes $2. He says the vacuum cleaner computer build.
There you go.
And Planet Cryos with a $5 contribution. Thank you.
Planet. Yeah.
Did I get them all? Did I get everybody? Have I forgotten anybody? Did I miss one?
So somebody in
Planet Cryos again with $10.
So somebody in chat was like, how does the beautiful top go off? Well, patience. We'll let you know here. And we'll get close-ups.
Grasshopper.
Yeah, we'll get close-ups to
This is literally the way the case came out of the box. No documentation, no zip ties, $130. I heard a plastic piece rattling around inside,
Okay. Oh.
which I stuck back in there, and we're going to act like we're seeing for the first time. But it's a plastic pin that holds the front bezel on. The front bezel has these little plastic. Steve over at Gamers Nexus was calling these little plastic nubs alligator clips. But I've always known alligator clips to be the little metal clips we use on testing wires. You squeeze it open, you squeeze it and the end opens and it's got sharp little teeth on it and you can clamp it onto a wire. I've never seen a plastic nubby thing called an alligator clip, but that's what he's calling it because it's a round piece of plastic and it's open and it fluctuates. And because it's plastic, if you're not careful, you can break them. But to help align them, there are these little plastic posts. And one of those plastic alignment posts was what was rattling around in the case from shipping. When I took this out of the box, the feet were already attached. It came out exactly the way you were seeing it, and there's nothing else in the box. That little baggie attached to the back is all you get that's hooked onto the back with a zip tie. And as I mentioned on Amazon, when this is available, which it isn't today, it's $129.99. I think it's a bit overpriced. This feels like a $60 case to me. But because of its uniqueness, it's got some exclusivity, and that makes it worth more just to have something nobody else has or very few people have. You'll also find, if you spin that back to the back, do you see what I'm seeing here?
Yeah.
Yeah, show everybody.
3 slots.
There's 3 slots, but only 2 slot covers. So you think, well, one fell off. No, there's no screw. That's just apparently the way they ship it. I don't know why. Apparently they assume you're going to be using at least one card. Again, if we were building with an Intel system, we wouldn't need any card at all. So I don't know why we're missing a PCI slot cover, especially at the $130 price point. There's nothing else in the box. So if it had fallen off, it'd be pretty easy to find it. And if there was a screw that was holding it in that came off, we'd hear that rattling around. We'd see it in the box. The box is empty, I assure you. There's nothing else in it. So, at that $130 price point, I just expect better. I understand, a little plastic pin can break in shipping. They can't control how the package is handled. They could pack it better. They could make it from parts that aren't so easy to break. They can do that. But at the very least, they could give me, slot covers and screws for all the slots in the back. I don't think that's too much to ask. Up on the front, right up here, we've got 2 USB ports that are type A, probably USB 2, and then there's 1 USB 3 port. That really bothers me. And it was initially when my friend Ron showed me this case, I said, oh, it's got that 1 USB port. I hate that.
Can they see that?
Yeah, they can see it. And I hate that because the header, when you plug the header into the motherboard, it gives you 2. That means if the manufacturer doesn't give you 2, you lose 1 that you paid for. And the case manufacturers say, well, these cost money, and if we added that extra 1, how much do you think that saves them? I mean, honestly, how much money can that possibly save a case manufacturer? What's a USB port cost? Like if you wanted to buy a USB add-on card, I can assure you that's far more money than paying $2 more, if it's even that, to have a pair of USBs. But instead, they want to save you I'm going to guess it's $2. They want to save you $2, but it's really costing you because now instead of having 2 USB ports with the same cable you've got to hook up to make this one work, you only get 1, and there is no alternative. There's no way for you to use the missing one. It's forever gone as long as you hook up the cable to that 1 USB port. It's very frustrating. It's sort of like you have a hot tap and a cold tap at your sink. Imagine that I turn one is disabled, you can't turn it on. And that's the way it stays forever. But you're still paying for both taps. It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And I see lots and lots of case manufacturers do this. And every time I see it, that's my definition of a cheap case. If it has one USB 3.0 port, that falls into a different category of case, in my opinion, when I'm shopping for cases. Nice case, 2 USB 3s or more. Cheap case, 1 USB 3.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter what the price of the case is. That's a cheap case. All right, you want to see how this thing comes apart?
Have you taken it apart or no?
I had the lid off of it,
Oh.
but I didn't go any further than that, so I know how the lid comes off. Step around if you would, and
Where's the Kickstarter? Over here. All right.
where's the what?
Kickstarter.
The Kickstarter. If you look there on the back, there's 2 thumb screws around the edge of the plastic panel, and you'll just go ahead and unscrew those and set the screws aside.
Counterclockwise, right?
Lefties, loosies.
Okay. Do they stay with the panel or come out, you think? Probably come out. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, again, it's a cheap case. When sometimes, what Mitch is referring, are those metal? Those sounded metal.
Mm-hmm.
So they got metal thumb screws going into a plastic.
And then this probably slides back.
Probably a little back and then up, I would guess.
Ooh.
And let's put that somewhere. I think it had some plastic on it that I peeled off. Now, if you look at Amazon's listing for this case, it says tempered glass. Does that look like tempered glass?
No.
First of all, glass, hold it up a little higher in front of the camera. I want to look through it. Because glass would be perfectly clear. Do I look perfectly clear to you?
You've never looked perfectly.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm certainly more attractive.
So it did say tempered glass.
It says tempered glass,
Yes.
but that is not glass. You know what, Mitch? Let's talk about this for a minute. Squirrel moment. Let's have a squirrel moment. Let's grab this. Let's grab this. And I don't know, let's grab this. Well, no.
So this is
Well,
mesh.
gosh darn.
This is mesh to allow air in. Very nice.
Well, I'm going to use sort of an. I'm going to be close with my analogy here, but here, come over here for a second.
Nick Poverman says, "What time will the ribs be ready?"
I don't know, but I'll definitely be there.
I'll be there.
I want my baby
Okay,
back.
baby.
All right, help me out here, Mitch.
Okay.
I need you to help me.
Should I set this down?
Yeah, please.
Over
Just
here.
set it over there with the rest of the half circles. What is this?
I'm not. I have my glasses on. Oh, here. It's a coffee cup. It's a cup.
A cup, or sometimes it might be called
Mug.
a mug. Thank you. Bing, bing.
It's like that.
What is this? Is this a glass?
No, that's a cup.
That's a cup.
Cup. Plastic.
Is this
cup.
a glass?
No, it's a mug.
It's a mug. What's this?
A glass. That's real glass. So, yeah, mug, cup, glass.
Got it? All right, have a great day. Wait, what? What's funny? Did I miss a joke?
No.
I don't know what people, were people laughing at something?
Mostly you, but all right.
No, they're laughing with me.
Oh, okay. So I got you.
So that's not tempered glass.
No.
All right, I just wanted to,
That's plastic.
yeah. Tempered plastic?
Tempered plastic, yeah.
Maybe that's what they meant.
Yeah.
You're going to get a temper
But
when
the
you find out
website,
it's
the
not
website,
glass.
but the website did say tempered glass.
Amazon product listing page
Mm-hmm.
says tempered glass.
So we'll show the folks the inside now that the convertible top is removed.
Supposedly, I hear that little piece of plastic. Remember I said when I picked it up there was a rattle?
Yeah.
Shake it, move it around a little bit. Just tilt it forward and back. Oh, there it is. This little piece of plastic right here. It's an alignment pin that goes right there to help align the front bezel. It goes right in there. And it could be glued back on, but we don't even need it because the big alligator clips here are what actually hold it in place. We just have to be careful if we take this off. I don't have any reason, I don't think, to take this off. This right here is supposed to support a 240 millimeter radiator right here. And we can take this piece off, it looks like, with these two screws. So do me a favor, Mitch, and take these two screws out right here, and then it should, what's holding it in the back? It should give us full access then to set the motherboard down. You're gonna have to get a screwdriver. And it looks like there's two more screws back here. I'm disappointed they didn't use the same screw.
Can I use this? Very exciting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They used two different screws. The smaller ones are in the back, the larger ones are in the front, and that's a little disappointing to me. You need some help?
Lefty.
There he goes.
7 years of college. All right, let's see.
Yeah, but it was only a 2-year course. It's just an associate's degree, Mitch. All right, so in my opinion, this should not have screws back here. In my opinion, this should have little metal hooks so that you only have to take out the two screws on the front and then this should lift out. I don't like this design. Again, it's a cheap case. So there's two screws. If you were gonna use two more screws, you should have used the same screws since it's holding the same piece. I hate it when manufacturers do this. So that means these little teeny tiny screws, it's gone forever now.
No.
These little teeny tiny screws are only used right there on that support piece, which we wouldn't have to put back on this build. We don't have to put that piece back, but I will because it adds a little more rigidity to an otherwise plastic case. It's a little tiny thread, and it doesn't match what Mitch already took out, and that doesn't match the thumb screws that we're holding. Look it, we've only taken off the cover and this tray.
Three different screws.
And we have 3 different screw types so far. How many more are there on this build? I can already tell you that's a different screw type there. That's a different screw type there. No, those are the same. These are all the same. These are the same. Why didn't they stick to standards here? I don't know, but I hope it doesn't get much more confusing than this because I got to remember how it all goes back together. And it sure would be a lot nicer if there was some uniformity. That's a good word.
Yep. For
the screw types that are being used. And at the very least, if the screws are going to be different, then keep them different for that specific piece. So this radiator support up here should use the same screws on both ends, but it uses one type of screw at one end and a different type of screw at the other end. And it doesn't make sense for this to have thumb screws the way it did, as though that makes it easier, unless the only way that they should have used these screws, these little ones. There's no benefit to putting the big ones up there unless this just lifted out with metal hooks going into little slots in the case. Isn't that common sense? And it further would have reduced manufacturing cost because, you know, all these little screws, they have to be manufactured specifically for that need. And then it just falls out. That's the other thing metal hooks would do for you, is it would keep it supported. So that's just bad design, but an easy correction that can be made without having to retool the whole factory. But that's the radiator support for a liquid cooler.
And that is metal.
And I think it'll, oh yeah, it's metal. And that'll support, what did I say, 240? Yeah, I think a 240 millimeter radiator. But we're not gonna put a liquid cooler on this. I mean, I could.
But we'll want it for strength.
We want it for, yeah, for support structure. Go ahead and tilt that and let everybody see inside, please. Make Mitch do all the heavy lifting around here. Oh, that's one way to do it. This is a little amusing to me. Back in the 90s when I was installing motherboards into cases, we used to use these brass standoffs. It's been a long time since I've seen brass standoffs. That is old school. That's like 1990s right here. It's nice that they pre-installed 6 of them for us. This case will support micro ATX, and it looks like it'll support mini ITX as well. I haven't verified that, but based on the location of these 4, that looks like a standard. I could be wrong. I'd have to see if I'd have to test fit or do some research on that. But it is intended for a micro ATX board. A full-size ATX board will not fit in here. Underneath, right here, we've got a drive cage. I don't know how well we can see that. You know what? Turn it upside. Let's turn it upside down. Let's see the bottom. Does that bottom come out or no? Oh, it might. We have 6 screws underneath here. These two, these two, these two. What do these take out? And then we have a screw here that looks like it's holding. Oh, this is interesting, Mitch. It looks like you can take the whole side off of it. Oh, you'd have to. You know what? You'd have to. Let's see what happens here. I don't know what's going on.
You mean I got to hold sheer muscles?
Yeah, come on. You can handle it. Jack LaLanne. Okay, these are standard computer screws, so they did have some standards. And it's probably screwed in into the front, which would mean we'd have to take the front bezel off, which is where the plastic pins get involved. All right, let's go ahead and put it back on its feet, please. And let's see if I can pull the front off of it without breaking it.
And what do we have here? 140 millimeter fan?
This fan up front's like a 200 millimeter fan.
Oh.
So all I have to do is pull on it, but I gotta be careful. Well, the bottom ones came out super easy.
Held in with those doodads?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to pop
Yeah.
out, but I don't know if there's any screws holding it in.
Steady now.
This is why these can be easy to break. If you're too gentle with them, they won't come off. And if you're too forceful with them, you break them. But I just want to make sure there's no screws that I'm not seeing, or not noticing rather, that might be holding it in. There's something right here. Is that a screw? I think that's a rivet.
Looks like a rivet to me.
Yeah. What's this right here? Oh, that's just a pin. Yeah, so this should pop out. Famous last words.
Yeah.
It's totally worth it, Mitch. It's totally worth it. I know I'm going to break this. If I'm not really careful,
Yeah.
hold it right back here on that. There you go. Here we go. You're not strong enough. You got to, come on, Mitch. Pull back on it.
I don't think it was designed to come off.
Let me try something else, because I don't want to damage it.
A big hammer. All right.
Maybe these will do it. That makes you nervous, doesn't it?
That was a sound that you don't like to hear.
Nothing some duct tape won't fix.
Yeah.
Look at it flex. It is not budging.
Is it because of the buttons? I don't know.
No, that should all be part of the... There it goes. You breathing again?
Yeah.
Can you, what kind of weird connector is that? Holy, that's just
Want me to shove it
weird.
through, or you can't?
Well, no, wait a minute. What is it? Well, the fan has a Molex connector. We really did go back to the 90s with this build. There's a Molex connector for the fan. This is 1990s all day. And then there's this weird little plug-in. Check this out. On the end of this fan, it looks like the LED plug-in on a motherboard on the front port umbilicals for the power LED or the hard drive LED. if it'll focus. It's just a little 2-pin connector, and it fits onto this fan connector with the Molex. This is weird. So this is an RGB fan. It's going to give us all that pretty color up front. This is our front I/O port right up here. Reset, power switches, and right here, coming off of the fan, look at this weird thing, and that plugs into it.
Okay.
To activate the RGB. Where's the RGB? Where's this wire going? Oh, I guess, so the RGB, the fan is RGB, and then there's apparently another RGB going around the edge.
Right.
So that wire is going to this panel.
Okay.
Okay, it all comes off. I was thinking maybe there were screws holding the side panel in. Remember, we took 2 screws out. Let's go ahead and tilt it on its side.
This way?
Let's go that way, because we took the screws out of this side, right?
Yeah.
And there's something underneath. Looks like there's something, is it underneath? Yes, I see it now. So if you tilt that up, I didn't have to take the front panel off. Turns out there's nothing behind the front panel. We did not have to take it off. It was just 1 screw in the middle, and now that whole side that you're holding onto should come right off. And that affects both sides equally the same. Both sides will come off. So I like that. That makes it super easy to work on if you want to get in there. Now, if you go ahead and set this back towards the camera, you'll see that there's a drive cage here for 2.5-inch drives. And there's a sled. It's toolless. I like that. You'll just put your 3.5-inch drive in here. And there's little pins that stick out, no screws. You just bend the sled, lock it into the sides of the drive, slide it in, just like a NAS, like a Synology NAS or pretty much any NAS. These are the drive sleds that you may already be familiar with. You don't have to worry about any screws or washers or rubber rings like on that little case you got. And then once that's in place, that locks it in, and you've got room for 2 3.5-inch drives. I don't see any room for any 2.5-inch drives. Do you? Mm. It literally came from the 90s. I think that's what's happening here, except it's got a USB 3.0 cable on it, which again powers 2 USB 3s, but they only give you 1. And then this is the USB 2. No, that's audio. That's USB 2. This is the reset switch. This red and green, or this white and green is probably the power LED. And then this, why did they change all the colors on these? And this one may be, I can't read it. Thank you. This is the hard drive LED. Look at all the different colors you get. Pretty. Power switch, hard drive LED. This has got to be the power LED. So hard drive LED, power switch, and then there should be a reset switch in here. No, is there no, isn't there another button?
One there and one there. Huh?
Yeah, well, one's got to be power, one's got to be reset, but where's, is it just not hooked up? You know what, let me undo this. Just make sure it's not hidden. Aha, I think I found it. Reset, okay, yeah, so we're supposed to have 4. Again, look at how they routed the cables. This really irritates me. When they can't even get it straight from the factory, that's how much the factory workers give a damn. There's the pride of workmanship right there, folks. All right. And then, of course, as I mentioned, USB 3, USB 2, and front port audio. That's all standard, except for the single USB 3 port. I'm not going to let that go. It really upsets me. The bottom of the motherboard tray is rivet. Is that rivets, or is that some kind of weird Allen wrench? Feels like a, those are rivets. So the motherboard tray is riveted in. This hard drive cage, does it come out? No, the hard drive cage is riveted in as well. So you cannot remove it. And I think it's there for support.
Okay.
So even if you don't use it, you still want to keep it for support. Looks like we got a lot of room here for the power supply, so I guess we can put the power supply in.
Okay.
We're going to put a 700 watt EVGA power supply in, and non-modular, because we're going to have a lot of room to hide the cables down here. So there's no reason to use modular. And if you look, I've got one unboxed. It should be underneath the one that's on top. Do you see the two open power supplies there? Brand new. See, it's even, so that's the EVGA 700 GD. It's an 80 plus gold power supply. And the reason I want that 700 watt is for the discrete graphics card. If we didn't have to have a graphics card, I wouldn't need a power supply that powerful. Looking at the motherboard standoffs, just real quick, I see they've got 6, and I'll look at the motherboard and see how many it's got. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to need more standoffs. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they've given us 6. We're going to need 2 more. And guess what? They don't accommodate. This is not a good motherboard tray design. Okay, we're going to cover that in a minute. Let's go ahead and get the power supply installed. We always install with the fan facing down. It's going to draw air in, and that's why if Mitch tilts this case,
It only has 1 foot.
that's all right. Tilt, 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 tilt. You'll see it's got these holes underneath. These holes are so this fan can suck air in to keep the power supply cool. And this power supply is going to vent the air out the back. So this is an enclosed ecosystem here. And it looks like I'll tell you what sucks. It looks like we're going to need to take the other side off. You see how the cables are coming out of this side? And there are cutouts. If you tilt it forward, keep tilting, keep tilting, keep tilting, keep tilting. These cutouts here, here, and here are for your cable management. So for me to easily get to these cables, I'll need to take the other side off. But in order to put a hard drive in, I need to take this side off because the hard drives only go in from this side. So I'm glad that those sides come off so easily, and now I understand why. If you put a power supply in that's too long, you may not have any room for your cables. This is a standard length power supply. And with the lid off of it, we can come at it from both the side and the big hole here in the motherboard tray. But look at how tight of a fit that's already going to be. With these cables bunched up, it's not going to fit. So what I'll do is remove the Velcro wire management and just straighten these out, and then they won't all be bunched up against it. That's why it's nice when these come out. So if you're not using them, you can have more room for a bigger power supply. And this would also make having a modular power supply very frustrating, because how would you get in there to add cables? It's going to be a tight fit. Cases like this are not built to be practical. They're not built to be easy to work on. They're not built of the best materials. They are designed specifically for an aesthetic, right? You build it once and then you enjoy the way it looks. Most people who look at it after you've built it aren't going to notice the cheapness and thoughtlessness in its design with regards to installing and working on it. That's sometimes the way some cases are made, where the priority is on how it looks. I like the priority to be equal, that it looks good and it's easy to work on, and it's well made. So I guess that's 3 things.
So it did come with power supply screws, you're hoping, in that little bag.
No, the power supply came with screws.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, we can use the screws in here. And they only give us one extra standoff when I need two, but it doesn't matter because they don't have a hole for one of the, which is weird because it's a standard hole in a micro ATX board. It's standard. I've never seen a micro ATX board that doesn't have the additional screw. So why would the case not accommodate for that? So this is all we get with the case. We have something that looks like somebody printed it at home.
Okay.
This is what you get. Does that seem useful to you?
No. How to barbecue a chicken? All right.
Beer can chicken.
Beer can chicken.
It does say there is a space for SSDs right here. Though how they go in, I'm not sure. But for a 2.5-inch SSD, it's saying that these spots here are for, shows you here on the picture. And then this is all you get. That is it. I mean, for 130 bucks, I don't know, just feels a little chintzy to me, a little cheap. A little on the cheap side there, Mitch.
Scissors?
Not yet. What I'd like, in the other drawer, there should be a little bag like this with 4 black power supply screws in it. I'd like to use that bag. It's going to be a little bag.
A little bag. There's a lot of little bags.
Yeah, that's probably, this should be right up front. No, smaller than that.
Smaller.
It's like this size. It's got 4 black screws and it should be right up in the front. Might be buried, but it's in the front.
Right here.
You got it. That's it. That's the one. These are the screws that came with that power supply. And well, the screws that come with the case will work if you buy a power supply that comes with screws and they match the color of the case. That's just my preference, but you know, engineering-wise, they work equally well, regardless. I might have had too much caffeine, Mitch. I'm shaking a little bit.
But not stirred. All right.
I will be if you keep that attitude up.
Gotta line it up.
So there's a little ledge that it sits on. Right there. Just hold it right there. Nope, you pushed it too far to the right. Back to the left. Let me just get it started. Uh-oh. Well, apparently I've got a new watch.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on. Phew. I'd like to say that that's the first time it's happened. If we look now at the power supply and how much room or space there is between the back of the power supply and that hard drive cage, it's not terrible. But all these cables need to come out that side. So I'm going to have to push these through when we get the other side off of it. It'll probably be easier for you to hold it too because it'll sit flat. Because right now it's like he's walking around with one shoe on. You ever done that? I know, of course you have. So you know how weird that is. So let's go ahead and take the other side panel off. Go ahead and turn the case. Let me see the back of it, please. And we'll take, there's 2 screws. These are the same screws, by the way, as what was included with the power supply. And then just the one in the middle underneath, and that side will come off. Oh, you want to go with that? All right. Remember, this whole side panel is good. As soon as I take this out, yeah, I was trying to, that's a weird way to hold it.
I'll lift and then you grab
I'll take that.
You grab the foot. Is that
Okay.
flat on the bottom?
It's flat.
Okay, so
You can lay it flat as long as we're not sitting on the cables. It should be not wobbly.
And then those have to come out here towards me. Right?
Correct. You want to figure that
Yeah.
out? You go ahead. I'll set this over here. Where do you put the coals?
The coals?
And the wood chips.
Oh,
There's a smoker,
that's
isn't
right.
it?
The mesquite.
So I really did this the hard way, didn't I? Because if I had just installed the power supply from the other side, you wouldn't be dragging those cables through. And I'm trying to make a point.
Hey. Help me. All right, let's see.
Am I catching on something here?
Well, it's just that the plastic connectors,
Yeah.
they kind of hook on stuff. So as you pull the cables through, you might want to pull them through one at a time.
No.
That's probably going to make your life easier. There you go. And just kind of figure out where that little plastic is hooking on, free it, and pull it through, and do that for each one.
Isn't this professional, chat? All right,
Hey,
let's
this
see.
is real.
This is real. No special effects, no CGI.
You're not even here.
Yeah,
Mitch is a deep fake.
yeah. I wish.
The real Mitch couldn't join us today, so I have a stand-in.
Yes, because
And we're just matching. He's got
Yes.
little green dots all over his face, and
Yes.
we're matching that with the computer.
yes, I must apologize, Chad.
This is the world's most expensive computer build video ever made.
I have come straight from location filming
This is true.
to be with Carey. So out at Bartlett Lake at sunrise this morning. So
I was sleeping.
I'm was up at 4 o'clock and out to the location with the sun coming up, and
My legs were kicking.
I'm playing.
I was
what am I
chasing
playing?
bunnies at 4 o'clock.
Playing a time traveler, and they have me in a beautiful kind of early 60s suit, kind of a black suit, very thin retro tie, and sitting on a rock with a key. So very exciting, and it's kind of be about a 60-second little clip. And as soon as we're done with it, I certainly would give you a link.
Yeah, please do. We could show
Yeah,
here.
yeah. It's
Sorry, just picking up some of the trash on the floor that I
Okay.
threw.
yeah.
How much more filming you got to do for that?
Just tonight, he's filmed yesterday, and then tonight we're doing in an apartment, and that's it for my part. Then and also, chat, what was very exciting this morning is he has a very expensive drone, and was that
Get some amazing camera
just
shots.
beautiful. And this is the type where he can, if he likes his movement, he can punch it in, and it does that exact movement each and every time and comes back to where he sets the point. And we were looking at the footage, and I'm like, oh man.
Now, how many hours are you going to put into this? How many hours have you put in so far?
5, and then
And how many more?
And then maybe 4 or 5 tomorrow.
And how long
Or,
do you
tonight-
anticipate this video is going to be when
60 seconds. Yeah.
I know it's funny because it's true.
Yeah, welcome to show business.
That's
Well,
true.
if chat doesn't know, I mean, feature films, for every 1 minute you see on the screen takes 8 hours.
Well, think about how a
to
feature
do.
film is
Yeah.
made. It's usually about, what, 2 years?
Yeah.
So it starts with an idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then usually the idea includes, it's like a sizzle, not a sizzle reel, but they'll do a couple of shots of some scenes.
A little
and
trailer. They'll maybe put together a little trailer.
Yes, and they'll self-finance
Yeah.
that as a sales pitch to the people with money to say, give us some money so we can make this.
Right.
So imagine this, but 2 hours of it or whatever,
Yeah.
hour and a half. Once they get the green light, the script is already written. That's a whole nother process. So that's already done. Then you shop the script.
Yep.
Then after that, you do location scouting, right?
Pre-production.
So pre-production,
Production.
we got to find where we can film.
Film locations.
It's got to match what's described in the script, but you also have to match where the city is going to allow you to film.
Right.
You can't just film wherever you want in commercial. If you're a public citizen of the United States in public, you can film anything your eyes can see as long as it's not a restricted area. So whether you're walking down the sidewalk in front of a government FBI building, you can film that. But if you're a professional commercial photographer, then you need to have permission. And some buildings have royalty fees.
Yep.
Like the Empire State Building is one of the most photographed American buildings, and companies that make a movie featuring the Empire State Building, King Kong, pay licensing royalties to the Empire State Building owners for permission to show that. This is true of the Eiffel Tower. This is a squirrel. The Eiffel Tower, you can photograph that during the daytime for commercial purposes, no problem. But at night when it's lit up, it's copyrighted and you need to have permission from the French government, and you will probably pay a license fee for, again, for personal use, not so much. But if you're planning to sell the image or use it in a commercial film or anything that is commercial, you have to pay them to show their building at night lit up.
And you'll like this, that we were filming on a walking trail where people, you know, are walking because it's sunrise, and I was handing this magic key to this beautiful woman, girl about.
What is this?
No,
what is
this girl about 25 in this dress that
the dress. I was trying to figure out what this meant.
That she designed herself. And as people would walk by the trail, they were offering congratulations as if we.
See what your mic is. Oh, it's right there. Okay.
Congratulations as if we were just married and they were taking photos.
Hey, that means your acting was good.
You
They
know?
believed you.
So we're like, no, we won't call this a movie. It's a short.
Okay, so after location scouting and they get the permits for that everything's approved.
Then you
have principal photography. And principal photography, and you'll have other photography crews. What is it called?
That's second unit.
Second unit, maybe even third unit, fourth unit.
A lot of that is not with the cast. They're going out on location to either film master shots to just show you then when you cut in to the cast where they are, and they're very good at it because they either do sunrises or sunsets, and it takes a lot of planning, but it gives those beautiful what they call establishing shots of where they are. And
you're going to see that a lot in a James Bond movie where now he's in Italy, and now he's in Germany, and now he's in wherever.
Yeah.
And sometimes they actually do film in those locations with the actor, but a lot of times they just film the establishing shots, and then everything else is a set that matches the look, and the actor was never there.
And the second unit photographer, when they go to a location like that, Portugal, what's interesting is they go and they buy picture postcards, and they try to find where the photographer got the shot.
Oh, I didn't know
because the cards, they're like, I want that shot, and so they get the picture postcards and they try to match then that shot, and they're thinking of looking around. Oh, he's further back.
Now that guy who's responsible for that is not the director, right?
No,
that's the director of photography, or the DOP.
Director of photography does not shoot second unit. That's a second unit director of photography.
The second unit, does the person in charge of the second unit typically get to make that executive decision, or are they told, get me this photograph, here's a postcard,
well, it's all whatever
get me that shot.
Yeah, whatever the director still.
So ultimately, the director of photography is trying to establish the director's vision.
Right.
And then you have a lighting director, and their job is to light the set properly that meets the director's vision. Maybe we want a shadow, right? Maybe it needs to rain. There's somebody who has to make it rain. Right? So this goes on for the actual acting with actors in front of the camera, 2-3 months?
Typically 10 to 12 weeks. Yeah, I mean, it's
10 to 12 weeks is where so if you're watching a movie like The Matrix, or you're watching a movie like Mission Impossible, you're watching an hour and a half, 2-hour movie. Those are 2-hour movies. Where the actors were probably working on set for long days, by the way, too. When you're on set, you sit around and you do nothing all day.
Yeah, if you're a type A personality, it's very difficult, because again, it's a lot of hurry up and wait, because they might photograph, somebody might be standing here talking to me, so then they've got to photograph us, the two of us from the side talking, then the guy from over his shoulder to my face, then over my shoulder to his face. So it's coverage is what they call it, and so it's
apart from repeating the same thing,
right.
What I'm trying to establish is what you may not realize is many actors will sit in there. They have a trailer usually. You know who owns the trailers? You know what one of the biggest celebrity trailers?
Star Wagon.
Do you know who owns that?
No, I was curious. Not Lucas. No. I mean,
there's an actor who isn't really known for his acting these days, but he's known for Star Wagons,
which are either trailers that cast can sit in. you've got a trailer that might have 5 or 10 restrooms on them, honey wagons is what we call them. Isn't this riveting, Chad?
Who created Star Wagons?
So sorry. COVID sneeze. All right.
Yeah. Do you guys remember an actor? His name is Lyle Waggoner.
He was on the Carol Burnett show for many years.
That's right.
As one of the characters.
And Lyle Waggoner, that's why wagon has 2 G's in it. For Star Wagons.
For Star Wagons.
That's his business. He probably makes more money from that than he ever made from acting.
He's no longer with us, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Really? It's 78 years old. Oh, that was back in 2013. It's an old piece of news.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Star sits in their trailer.
Right.
Well, the Star is ready, right? The makeup, any aesthetic.
Costumes.
Prosthetics, that's all done. And then they say, now, we'll call you when we're ready for you. What else?
And they always say it's just 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah, and it's never.
And here's what's happening, and here's why the actor has to wait. They're trying to get the cameras to align to where they need them to be for the shot. They'll have a stand-in, because the stand-in's cheaper, come in, there's where the actor's going to be, and they need to know the focus point. So the filmographer,
director of photography.
well, the person operating the camera knows the stop point on the focus. You can't go back and forth.
That's focus puller. The focus puller, needs to know.
So that's
distance.
different from the person holding the person. So there's a separate guy controlling the focus. Then you've got a light meter. You got to make sure that the light meter's right for everywhere the actors are going to be. Make sure there's a person, their job is to make sure that the set matches the previous filming day.
Right.
That's what's it called? What's that?
That's continuity.
Continuity. And their job is they'll take like a picture of the set from the day before and try and put everything back exactly as it was, and sometimes you'll see mistakes in movies.
All the costumes,
And
so it's really.
And then the audio guy, they have to check the audio.
Yeah.
Let's make sure the audio level's good, okay.
Then you have the guy holding the boom.
And then maybe a piece of the set breaks, and then they got to bring one of the set crew out to repair that piece. In the meantime, the actor's just in there reading their magazine, listening to the music.
Because I'm so tall, on several feature films, I've been the guy.
You've been the boom operator?
The boom guy, because they don't want short people.
How dare you. Randy Newman.
So,
by the way, that's going to hurt after a while.
Yeah, it does.
And it's your job to keep that boom out of the camera shot.
And just rock steady, and they make you wear gloves, because if not, you could those mics, you could literally pick up your heartbeat, in your hand there. So it's mittens.
So imagine this. We're ready to film. They go to the trailer. Mr. Tom Cruise, we're ready for you. He steps out. He knows his lines. It's an emotional scene. It's emotionally charged. The lighting is perfect. The filming is perfect. The focus puller does his job perfect. But the boom operator accidentally brings the boom into the frame. Cut. Do it again. How pissed off is everybody?
Or a crew member's cell phone rings.
Well, that's unacceptable.
Right. I mean,
but the boom, that's an innocent mistake, right? So I like watching for stuff like that, especially on Saturday Night Live, where it's live. You'll sometimes, or Carol Burnett show.
See the shadow. If you don't see the boom mic itself.
Sometimes you'll see the shadow,
least
but I often see the boom.
Right.
Especially in talk shows and stuff that's live.
Yeah.
So after that's done, after those 3 months, then it goes into what's called post-production. And then that's where the editing primarily takes place with some rough CGI. So that's going to go like this here, that's going to go like this here. And then once all that's approved, then they refine the CGI, because that costs money to make it look good. Then while all that's happening, they give the movie to a musician to compose, and the musician gets to watch the segments of the movie to design the music to match those specifically edited scenes, because even though there may be some polishing, the scenes aren't going to change, and so they will uniquely create music to match that edit.
Yeah.
And then finally, what's the last part?
Some
of the footage goes to a marketing company.
Then you mix it, because you need to mix the sound effects.
Oh, and then you need to bring, sometimes you need to bring the actors back
to loop the dialogue.
What's that called when you bring that?
That's ADR, automatic dialogue replacement.
But is it
looping?
So I understand that process, but when you bring an actor back to reshoot a scene.
Oh, that's reshoots.
Yeah, but I thought it had another name, not like a callback, but I can't think of it. Yeah. But so sometimes an actor has to come back, because after the edit director goes, I don't like it.
Yeah.
They have to recreate the set, put the lighting back, let's do this one more time. Other times, what Mitch is talking about is their audio is not good enough.
Right.
So I need you to say these lines in a sound booth.
Yep.
And then the audio engineer will fix the ambience of the room, what we call the
Ambience.
floor noise, or the room tone is what we call it. A lot of times when you're recording a movie, they'll say, we need 60 seconds of silence, everybody quiet for 60 seconds. And it's just the audio guy getting the sound of the room. And then that can be looped and used as background.
Over the scene, yeah. It's obviously, Chad, both Carey and I are huge movie fans.
Well, that's why it takes 2 years.
Yep. Yep. And I've got to have you over my house because I wrote...
He says he's got a house. I've never seen it.
Because I wrote and directed a 30-minute short film that I shot on film that I'm pretty proud of, and I'd like you to see it, in my screening room, because I don't want you to watch it on just on a little TV.
I can't watch it on my smartphone?
No. So
Snob. Movie snob.
I shot that in 5 days here in Scottsdale, Arizona.
On film?
On film.
What'd that cost in
And
film?
I pulled in every favor I had of people that owed me favors, and I shot that for $8,000.
Ooh,
for
God, you self-financed $8,000 just for fun? And you've not made a penny off of it?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
But again, I showed people out in Hollywood, because anyone can say that they're a director, and then you say, oh, well, show me something you've done, and people say, I don't have anything, and they're like, we'll go away, because you're just a poser, you're just a talker. So
well, thank God none of those exist on YouTube or the internet.
And I, of course, did give myself a little cameo in it, but yeah.
Hey, good enough for Taika Waititi.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. So, enough about squirrels. Back to the build.
I just find the whole process fascinating, and if you don't appreciate how much work goes into it,
right,
man, are you oversimplifying life. There's an I/O shield we need to put in, and if I lift this up, can you reach in that box and pull the I/O shield out?
Yeah, I thought it was glued on or whatever you call it there, but no.
No, this one
Does not.
But it's a black I/O shield, and it's going to match the black case, so that's just coincidence. I've had this motherboard and this chip for about 6 months, just sitting around my office at home. And I'm glad to get them used.
Yeah, speaking of movies, has anybody in chat, I want to go see, except I'm leaving Sunday, I want to go see Nobody.
I want to see it too, but I don't want to go to the movies. I want to download it.
That's in the theater. So has anybody seen Bob Odenkirk? Is that how you pronounce his name?
Bob Odenkirk, who I was confusing with Steve Odekirk.
Oh, okay. So
because I thought they might have been related.
Right.
But Steve Odekirk, if you look on YouTube, Steve Odekirk does a thing with thumbs.
Okay.
They're really stupid. He's got like Star Wars thumbs and it's just like the talking orange.
Okay. Put that in.
And Steve Odekirk is not related to Bill Odenkirk, as far as I know.
Bob
Odenkirk versus Steve. It's such a weird last name. You wouldn't think there'd be two people
who, as you
in
know,
the same period of time. Like if one was 100 years ago. Yeah. These guys are Steve Odekirk. I think he wrote Ace Ventura.
Gotcha.
He does real stupid comedy, but it's so stupid it's funny. And Bob Odenkirk
was Better Call Saul.
But he wasn't really known for. I thought he was known for comedy and not for serious acting.
He spent a lot of years at Second City with Chris Farley.
And Second City is
an improv group in Chicago, and
where a lot of members of Saturday Night Live come from. And what was the other one? Kids in the Hall.
Yeah. And Bob actually he wrote the Matt Foley motivational speaker.
Oh, he wrote that?
For Chris. Yeah.
I thought Chris came up with that on his own.
No. Chris came up with I think it was a gym teacher or something like that he used to do on shows, but then Bob saw that and went, I think I can...
Oh, he tweaked it?
He tweaked it.
I see. So it was kind of together.
Yeah, and so, but Chris was always, very grateful to Bob for creating that. Matt Foley.
I live in a van down by the river. So this is interesting.
Okay.
This doesn't fit. It's loose.
Oh, okay.
I guess it won't matter once the motherboard's in, but again...
Normally it snaps, right?
Well, it's snapping at the top, but it won't snap at the bottom. And I'm just trying to figure out if I'm not pushing it hard enough, but it feels like it's hitting the back,
Okay.
but it just falls right out. So that's cut a little too wide.
Normally, yeah, on your videos we can hear it snap.
And I'm talking just a little tiny bit. It should be what you listening for?
The snap, crackle, and pop.
Yeah, oddly the top fits good, but the bottom yeah. But once the motherboard's in it, it's really no big deal. It's just not normal.
Okay.
Now looking at the standoffs, as I mentioned, we've got 6 standoffs. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And if you look at the board,
You're in the way. All right.
I'm in the way.
No.
You're in the way.
Oh, okay.
You're out of order. Hold on, let me release this graphics card.
Handle that like gold, all right? Because it is.
Gold is easier to get.
Yeah.
Okay, the motherboard mounting holes. Okay, so here's the I/O shield. This would be the top of the board, right? Where am I? I'm on a delayed feed. Let me look at the live feed so I can see. This is why I got to get 2 monitors in here.
Right.
So these mounting holes I'm about to show you are standard
On that.
for any micro ATX board that I've ever worked on. So how can you sell me a case that doesn't meet that standard everybody else follows? And here's what I want to show you. Looking at the board, we have a standard mounting hole. It's a little offset on the top left corner. And then in the middle and at the end across the top. That's normal across all motherboards that are ATX or micro ATX. Mini ITX, there's just 1 in each corner. Then when you go to the middle, notice there's 2, 1 here and 1 here. And it looks like this board doesn't accommodate the middle. It's when I put this in here, let me just double check my...
1 there, 1 there.
Okay, so it is accommodating that one in the middle, which is, I was looking at it this way. And then if you go further, you'll see that there's room on this board for an additional mounting point here and here, but they only give us 1 additional standoff. And it looks like, let me just one more time. Okay, I stand corrected. They do have all of the right holes, but they've only given us 1 additional standoff, and we need 2. We need 1 here, and we need 1 here. And for $130, why do they only give us 1 when this is standard? There's nothing unusual about these mounting holes. So again, I was referring to these 2 here. I was thinking it had to be over here, and there was nothing here. So I was looking at that wrong, but I'm not incorrect that we're 1 short. I am incorrect that they don't give us a place for it. They do give us the place for it, but they don't give us the standoff we need. Now, this isn't a showstopper. This isn't critical. I can use one of those little plastic standoffs. In fact, I could, if I want to, just move this one over there and put the plastic standoff in the middle. I think that probably makes more sense than sticking it at the end.
I'll get you the doodad that loosens that up.
Yeah, please do. And then I'll cut this open and I'll take the other standoff out and I can use the doodad.
Okay.
The doodad is a ratcheting bit socket with a 5mm socket on it.
Can I do it? Can
Yes,
I do it?
you can.
Can I?
Take that one out, move it over here. One of the things I like about the Corsair 200R is I would just be dropping this in and adding that second standoff on a micro ATX build. Now don't over tighten those. You want to get them a little tighter than
start
snug.
it with your fingers.
Yeah, start it with your fingers because those are like brass or something. They strip real super
Check
easy.
that. I don't have my glasses.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
You can tell if it's really resistant.
Seems okay.
Yeah, and usually these cheap cases, it's going to require a tool to tighten it. You won't be able to tighten it with your hands. Now you've got to turn this plastic piece to put it into tightening mode. It has 3 settings. When you move it once, it locks it in both directions like a screwdriver, and you move it the other way, it ratchets to tightening. Move it the opposite way, it ratchets to loosening.
Don't cinch it.
Yeah, but you're not even flush yet.
Oh,
You've got a ways to go. Because it's never been drilled into before, that goes right over that.
are you sure? Oh, you better check.
No, you're
oh,
fine.
yeah,
Keep
yeah,
going.
yeah.
Keep going. You should be getting close.
I really need my glasses. All right.
Steady hands.
Yeah.
That feels like you got it right there. Now take this one.
And put it
Right there. Correct.
Then you want to put a plasticky thing there?
No, it'll go in the motherboard.
Oh yeah, very technical terms there, Chad. Are we having fun? Yeah, I am. Okay.
I'd say a barrel of fun, but
Yeah.
this thing looks too much like a barrel.
Why?
Little tighter than that.
Yeah.
Good. The reason I want it a little bit tighter is when I take the screws out of the motherboard at some point, this board will come out for an upgrade or a replacement in the future. And when I take the screws out, I don't want these to come out with the screws. But if you over tighten these, you'll strip it out and then you're done as far as that's good.
You want to put the plasticky thing in the motherboard?
Yeah, why not? Would you hand me one of those? Those are in a plastic baggie.
Very technical. Those I recognize.
These are little plastic standoffs.
You need the snips, don't you?
I do need the wire snips, and you don't have to do this, by the way. If you leave one screw out of your board, it's gonna be fine. But because I have these little plastic standoffs back from the 90s, whenever a case doesn't provide for a mounting point, in this case, the case provides for it, but they have stingily not given us enough standoffs. I need the wire cutters. Thank you. I use these wire cutters, and this little nub used to be how we mounted boards back in the day, and I just cut the little nub off of there.
That's the 90s. The shirt I'm wearing, the Little River Band, that's the 80s. So we've talked about the 80s, 90s. Here we go.
You want to talk about the 60s?
The suit I had on was pretty nice.
I'm trying to remember where I was putting this. Oh yeah, it should go right here in this middle. And the reason I want to put it in the middle is a lot of times when I install boards, the middle post is traditionally, the middle standoff is a post that keeps the board aligned. So if I dry fit this board right now into here, everything, boom, 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 yep, will hopefully align.
I'm aligned here.
Yeah. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And then one here.
7. And how many standoffs do we have? Do we have 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't want to have a standoff I can't see underneath the board. It could short the board out. So if we align that,
Surprised you could
nothing locks it in. This is just floating there. There's nothing holding it in position like I'm accustomed to on a Corsair 200R. And I'm not sure which screws we use. Let me see that electric driver, please. I'm getting a bunch of these little, I see a bunch of coarse threaded short screws here. And I see some fine threaded coarse screws. I wonder which one it is. Is it the coarse one or the fine one? Boy, it almost feels, I'm gonna try the fine one first because of the fine screws are wrong, they'll never tighten. But if the coarse screws are wrong, they could tear the threads on the standoffs.
But then you need a number,
So I only have 4 of these short coarse screws. I don't know what those are for, but it's not enough for the board. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of these fine thread screws. And I've got 5 computer case screws, which I have to assume 4 are for the power supply and 1 is extra. 5. You should never give me screws in odd numbers. Okay? It should always be an even number because you're always going to use them in pairs. So it's got to be these fine ones, because that's the only thing we have enough of, because there's only 5 of those, there's only 4 of those, and we have 7.
Is that bit, will that bit work, or you need a
Yeah,
small?
on the fine threaded screws, this is still a standard Phillips number 2. This is a standard case. Computer cases usually use 2 standard screws. That's this one that's on the end of this driver, which is a fine threaded screw, if the camera will focus. There it is. And then the second most common, or equally as common, is the hex-headed 5mm. I think it's 5. I don't remember the millimeters of the thread of the hex head there. Very common.
Yeah, let me go downstairs. Here we go.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I just want to get this. I want to see if this will tighten. Ooh. It's tightening a little too quickly. It doesn't feel like it's going all the way in. That's better. Okay, that one went in. So those are the right screws.
Okay. The coarse.
No, the fine threaded.
I was just checking.
All right.
See if you were paying attention.
Oh, I'm paying attention. Oh, don't you worry.
All right.
See how that's stopping really? That's because it's not aligned properly. So I'm going to have to loosen this one a little bit so we can let that board wiggle. That is, again,
How's that? That looks.
cheap case status. That much better. And I won't tighten that one all the way down. I've been so spoiled with nice cases that align it. That one looks like it's going in okay. That one's going in okay. Can we spin this so I can get to the other side? Watch this. I'll knock all my screws down. We'll go right here.
2 more to go.
I'm tightening these because this whole row is lined up. And now I'll go back and tighten these. That's 5,
Don't over tighten.
6, 7. And if you would, just go ahead and show everybody what that looks like now.
Without its feet.
There you go. So, I mean, it's super easy to get in here. I mean, I like that part of it. But, boy, there's just nothing to assist you with the motherboard alignment or even holding that I/O shield in. But as you can see, we don't have any problem with the I/O shield now that the motherboard's basically holding it in. And we'll make sure, which I should have and I didn't, that everything is aligned properly here.
And that you don't have, what do you call it again, when the one
Those little
metal
grounding straps. But this I/O shield has a foil backing. It doesn't have grounding straps. So that was never going to be a problem with this motherboard. But all this looks perfectly aligned. It's coming together really well. And I'll tell you what. Let's put... Do me a favor, one of these is the front port audio cable. It's just got to go here. How am I going to get it there? Well, this is not going to be pretty. That's a shame. You see, we have these cutouts for cable management.
Mm-hmm.
So I could take the audio cable from the front and bring it underneath the board, but I can't bring it up anywhere. It's completely sealed tight against the edge of the tray. There's no room for cable management for anything that plugs on the front of this board. And that means it's going to be ugly. So if you look at this cable right here, this is our audio cable. That is going to go right here, and there's not much I can do to try and hide that. That's unfortunate. Right? I wish there was a way I could have brought it underneath. I suppose I could do that. You know what I mean? Like when I put this cover, the cover could just kind of hold it right there. It just kind of sucks. And then if we look at, this is USB 3. Are we able to see what I'm doing?
Not really.
No?
Get the close-up camera.
USB 3 just goes on right here. Well, that didn't sound like something broke. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I would take it off, see if I bent a pin. That did not sound good. No, looks fine. Sometimes these USB 3 connectors are loose, and sometimes, and I don't know if it's the motherboard or the case manufacturer that defines that, but I guess I'll have to just kind of, that's a real shame. Then let me see, what do we have left? USB 2, let's take that USB 2. And we'll bring that right over the top with this one. We'll follow that path. It only goes on one way. We'll add that. And now we just have the LEDs and switches. Let's bring those underneath. And starting with the hard drive LED, which is the red one. Positive is towards me.
You've got plenty of videos that show this, otherwise I can get the camera.
Yeah, no, this is...
It's Friday, you know?
Yeah.
Fun day.
So with positive facing me, positive goes towards the edge on the bottom row. And then the reset switch goes next to that on the bottom row. I'm used to putting the bottom row on first, but on this case design, I should be putting the bottom row on second, because now I can't see the top row. So I'm going to take those off and do things in a different order for this case. So with the power LED, which is above the hard drive LED, the green is the positive, and that's going to go closest to the edge, but this time on the top row. First two pins on the top row, starting from the left, and then the power switch goes next, right beside it. You'll see how I'm detangling the cables. Power switch does not care about positive or negative. Just make sure you get it on the right set of pins. The hard drive LED goes right below that power LED with the positive cable towards the edge.
Now, some more expensive cases have, is it kind of a little adapter that you plug them all in very nice up here? I'm showing you up here, and then it's one doodad, right? They go think right on top of all of them, which is pretty snuffy. You know?
ASUS and Gigabyte on some boards have that little adapter that you can plug all the cables into this one.
Right.
And a lot of NZXT cases have all these cables just going onto a one connector. And then if you have some weird motherboard that won't accept it, they give you a breakout to bring it back into separate cables, which makes more sense. And NZXT, as far as I know, is the only company that does that. But that's all the front port umbilicals. Now we can hook up the power supply. We want to come in through these wire management holes here. So I want that big, oh, Mitch is already on it. Gonna grab that big power cable.
Here?
Yep, the big 24 pin, the largest connector.
Okay, do you want it through this one or this one?
I want it as close as we can get it to where it's plugging in.
Works for me.
Okay, let me take a quick look.
sound effect.
Yeah, that's, you might be in the wrong field.
Wait, I'm hooked here on my mic. All right.
So talking about filming, the reason why the days get long is after they've spent all this time prepping everything for the actor, things often run late. So you might start as an actor at 4 o'clock in the morning and you might not finish that day.
And you think filming is
midnight.
bad? TV shows are worse.
Well, there's a tighter schedule on a TV
Yeah,
show.
they move.
Okay, so that's the main power cable. Now I need to hook up the CPU power cable. Where's the CPU power connector on this board? It's got to be up here somewhere.
Right here.
Oh, it's all the way in the back, right there. So there's a little hole we can use here, or we can use this one. I want to go as close as I can to hide the cables as much as possible.
And that's an 8-pin typically, right?
Can
I count
yeah,
that
that's
high?
an
2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, okay.
it's an 8-pin, which I have right here. So I'll bring that up right through here. But that really looks like it's intended for something else, the way it's got holes around it. But we're not using it for anything else. You want to try plugging that one in?
Oh no.
No? So it's just pushing the two 4-pin
These
connectors
contact
together.
lenses, I'm blind.
You're lucky you found the right house.
Yes, yeah, I could barely see the chat. I could see the chat, see a scene and reading.
So it's really important these have to both be aligned perfectly to seat without struggle. There we go.
Because my glasses are progressive, so I can see both.
Well, you're a
close.
progressive
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, both close and far. And these are far and not close.
Just push those to the side. Now we can put the graphics card in and then we can test fire. So to put the graphics card in, I'm going to have to take one of these PCI slot covers out. And to do that, we have to remove this screw here. We don't have to remove it, we just have to loosen it. And then this piece should raise up. Why is it crooked? Why doesn't it go all? Oh, because it's rounded here. That's kind of.
It's on the vertical.
It's too bad that they didn't cut that piece behind it to match. So it'd probably be easier to just take it off. Normally you just lift it up, but we're just going to take it off. Now that graphics card,
I want one. All right.
if we put the graphics card right in like this, very gently, just want to see where it's going to align, and it's perfect. All right, so I just need to take out that second slot cover right there.
Okay.
And then that is this screw here. All right. So that'll go in the motherboard box. And we'll make sure that that retention lever is down. Let me step over here so I can see. I want to be very careful with this part. Make sure that everything goes in properly. And align it into the socket. Right there. And ooh, that did not sound good. I missed it entirely. Let's try this again. There it is. Okay. Now here's a problem. Because they only gave us one slot cover, they only gave us screws for the slot covers. If there's no slot cover, there's no screw. Remember when I said I thought it was odd that they gave us 5 of the screws that are this style?
Okay.
Well, now I know why. Because 4 would be used for the power supply and 1 will be for the missing one up here, and that uses all 5. Interesting. Very interesting.
And now the graphics card needs power.
Now I need to put this back, which goes on more or less. Things don't really fit well here. We do have some gaps that, again, at this price point, feels a little unacceptable to me. It's just, it's just the way it's going to be. Nobody's going to really notice it. And then we need power to the graphics card. And we're going to run that power right up through here. And we'll let Mitch fish for that cable.
Eeny, meeny,
Fish and Mitch.
miny, mo.
Can you feed that in through here for me? Oh, it's going right through, right above the hard drive tray. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate for Mitch. A little more. There it is. Okay. And then we'll put one here, like this,
Sound effect, click.
and then one here,
Use my mic. Here we go. Click.
like this.
Voila.
Now we just need to add power,
Very exciting.
HDMI cable. We are using HDMI on the graphics card, not the HDMI on the motherboard. And of course, we still have to put the side panels and the cover back on, but we want to make sure everything works before we do that. We need a keyboard and a mouse. And like I said, this board has been prepped, so it's already got Windows 10 on there.
You're kidding.
You kidding me?
Oh, I was going to put the USB doodad in. Oh, dongle.
Yeah, we can test the front USB this way. There's the mouse.
Nice mouse. Let me pet him and see him.
I think you might be
You're right-handed.
might be too emotionally attached
You're
to the mouse.
right-handed. I'm left-handed. All right.
Oh,
Okay.
well, I'll still like you.
Why don't we take a break and say thank you to some donations? We've been yammering on about movies and yada, yada, yada. The nice people that donated.
Will you do that for me? Because I need to step off camera for a second.
Oh,
Here's
yeah.
your list. Where did we leave off? Looks like right here, Trident Oldson with $20 said, "This is for the channel." Let me see you pronounce some of the names. I'll be right back. Go ahead. It's all you.
The one day I wear my contact lenses. All right. Let me come up here. Oh, I'm wireless mic. Okay. Antas Mishra? Is that 16 or 60 Japanese yen, I think? The tech vlogs, 5 pounds. I know that. Rick Hubbard, 5 pounds. Let me scroll down. Did he give me the right mouse? No, I'm in the wrong mouse. All right. Back off camera. Okay. I'll do what Carey does. Richard S. with $1. Marty Yoel. Hey, Marty. What do you think? No Toto shirt. Randolph Slavin with 5 pounds. Black Watch, $10. Wishing this Friday for good for all of us. Here's $10 so Mitch can make more of these videos. He doesn't have to get up at 4 a.m. Well, that's the life of an actor. Whatever the director wants, the director gets. As long as the director of photography makes me look good. So, and I'll tell you, I looked really good in that vintage suit. I wanted to keep that suit with the narrow tie, probably circa 1961. Very nice. Out by Bartlett Lake. So, yeah, so thank you for all your contributions, and we will get this set on slow broil just as
Slow broil.
just as
Oh, we got to hook the front fan up too, don't we?
Oh yeah, with the Molex.
Molex. You know what? We don't even care about
It's
this.
holy Molex.
Holy Molex.
Molex. Okay.
Trying to think, how are we going to run that so we can't see it?
Try not to think. All right, yeah. And then what's
If we
this?
go through
What's
this-
this thingy majig? Yeah.
That lights up the outer
Right.
the outer rim.
Right. Okay.
Is my audio on? I think it is. So if I want to hide this as much as possible. So the problem is I'm not going to worry about how it looks right now. I'm just going to plug it in and make sure that it functions. Somewhere we should have a Molex connector. We do.
But only one.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
We also have a 4-pin floppy drive adapter too.
Ah.
Floppy drive power. What is this white for? I don't even know what that's for. Isn't that weird?
Very weird.
What is that for? Do you notice there's 3 pins and 3 wires?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what this looks like to me. This looks like a PW. This looks like a 3-wire fan, a DC fan.
Okay.
You see there's a 3rd pin in here.
Mm-hmm.
And with this adapter, you notice they blanked out the 3rd pin. So they only want this fan to run 1 speed. That's full speed at all times. I don't know what happens if we hook that 3rd connector up, because I don't think that 3rd cable is supposed to be for power.
Okay.
And you could toast the whole system. This is bad. This is a very, very bad design. Because if you think I don't need this and you plug the power supply directly in,
Could run, yeah.
there could be a major problem. I don't know. I'd have to try it to see, and I'm not really eager.
But the fact that it came with it.
I'm sure it wasn't included for no reason. This is bad. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Don't sugarcoat it, all right?
And look, it doesn't even fit tight. Look at that.
Okay.
It's sloppy. Yeah, like I would need electrical tape to secure that. Wow, that's really, really bad. It's a $130 case
Okay.
with a 75-cent fan adapter. Not good. Not good. Here's what's interesting. The adapter, so this plug has 3 pins and this plug has 3 pins. And this plug is missing a pin, so you don't get power there. And this adapter is missing a pin, so you don't get power there. So ultimately, the 2 pins on one side don't go all the way through.
Okay.
Why they didn't just block out 2 pins on one connector, I don't know. But this connector's blocking the last pin, this connector's blocking the second to last pin. That means the only 2 wires going through are the first 2 from the camera view there, from your viewer's right side. And of course, these are always a bit wobbly.
That's wonky.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That is janky, 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 janky.
So then are you putting this?
I'm not going to put the cover on, so
No,
we're not
right,
going to
yeah.
have the extra RGB.
Okay.
But that should spin and light up the fan, I guess. But that's really, really bad. Like, that makes me nervous. That's like, I need to get some electrical tape and wrap this so it doesn't fall apart.
Are we ready?
Let's go ahead and turn on camera 2 input, which will be this output.
Oh, I was over here reading the generous donations.
Did you get through everybody?
Yeah, because I had to move on.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate all the support. Let's go ahead and go to, we turn on camera 2. Is it camera 2? It is camera 2. And then let's put us like in a corner.
Sound effects. Right.
Make it a little bigger. Okay, you want to do the honors? But why don't you turn it so people can see the front?
Okay. Put the power supply in the on position?
Yep. I'm just going to hold this Lazy Susan so people can kind of get an idea of the front right there. You know, let me get the screwdriver out of the way.
Which one's reset and which one's power?
I don't know. Push it and see what happens.
The suspense is killing me.
My eyes.
Ooh.
It's loud. Do me a favor. Hold the Lazy Susan right here. I'm going to cut these lights so people can see the LEDs better. Let's go ahead and spin the case the other way. I want people to see the LEDs going around this way. And if you can, without touching the fan, just grab the edges and kind of tilt it so everybody can see the RAM and the, in fact, let's go big screen on this. Just for a moment, let me go full screen. And you can tilt that up and you'll see the Wraith Spire RGB cooler on the AMD, the Crystal RGB RAM from G.Skill, the Trident RAM. There are no lights, as I mentioned, on this graphics card. And then go ahead and gently set that back. And then of course,
you've got the fan.
Once we have that smoked cover on there, and then that front fascia, it'll have RGB along the outside here, which we have to do some cable management to get to that point. And then if we spin back, let's go back this way. No, let's go the other way. Let's go this way. And then we have to wire manage that stuff and just tuck it in underneath. Well, let's see how this performs. So if we look at...
And this is what slices and dices the
that's right.
The Julian fries right up here.
So I'm going to go back to the desktop here, and we'll go to, let's do Crystal Disk Mark first. So we'll go to, where's Crystal? Yeah, it got quiet now, isn't it? Yep. It is nice and quiet. We'll change that. Crystal Disk Mark. This is that ADATA 8100. Oops, I didn't mean to. I don't want the 32-bit. I want the 64.
Deleted.
Let's see what kind of numbers we get. This is PCIe Gen 3. I don't know how it's doing that. I mean, in theory, it shouldn't be able to go that fast. There's no ADATA software on here. There's no caching or anything like that. So I can't explain it. And that's a $250 solid state drive that's 2 terabytes. So the nearest comparison is the Samsung 970 EVO Plus, which is $319.
It's NVMe.
NVMe M.2 SSD, 2 terabytes. So really good numbers there. And then we'll go ahead and let it run through the rest of those numbers. And while that's running, I can put us back in a corner. I'm going to try putting us back in a corner. If I grab the wrong input, camera 1, now I can resize it. I suppose I could make us bigger this way and then just go back to cam 2 and move that window. Let me grab it and we'll move it over here. That should be good. There, best of both worlds. Okay. And we'll let that run. We'll see what the performance numbers are. It is actually running quite quiet
for the top off, yeah. And let us know, chat, where you're viewing us from all over the world. And certainly anyone from Michigan, since Carey and I are from Michigan.
Glenn's Music says that is a fast vacuum cleaner you're building. Hey, this computer totally sucks.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Wait till we smoke those ribs. He'll change it.
You know. How do you like your ribs?
Cooked.
Well, let this thing heat up.
Right.
It might just be a barbecue grill.
Okay.
Madison, Wisconsin is where John Williams joins us. Rick Hubbard is in Leicester, England. Mort Mott is in Maryland. Darren Gilholm joins us from Newcastle in the UK. I like their beer.
Yep.
Brown ale. Reno Valley, California. That's where Carlos joins us. And Michael is in Denmark. The Tech Vlogs is in Harrogate, England. And by the way, I think I got a contribution. Was it from the Tech Vlogs? I think it was. Thank you for the contribution. Let's see, Crystal's in Austin, Texas. Arnold is Space Coast of Florida. Matthew joins us from Easton, Pennsylvania. We have another Carlos joining us from Colombia. Selden Bell, the one who's created that animated GIF rotating on this cooler over here, he joins us from New York. Jim Kearney is in Canada, and Mike Podukowicz is in Washington State. There's a guy named Kevin Russell in Phoenix, Arizona.
Where's that?
Yes, outside. Redmond, Washington. That's Lenny. Lenny's in Redmond. Joshua joins us from Asheville, North Carolina, and Terry's in Indiana. We've got Blackwatch in Ontario, Canada, not too far outside of Michigan, out in Detroit, Michigan. Got another viewer in Arizona named T&B Family Videos, as well as Christy Metzger in Dallas, Texas. Luke Greenia joins us from Vermont, as always, and we've got Outback Jack, who is where? Not in the Outback, but similar, Ohio. Yeah, nothing at all like that. And then we've got Rick Rubisit joins us from the Netherlands. Pizza Man is in Ohio.
And there's our numbers.
There's Colin Hilton in Lancashire, England. Always good to see Colin in there. And
so what are the
Philip
numbers?
Jones.
So what are the numbers?
Are you trying to? You're interrupting me. It's very rude.
Okay.
Mitch and I have a much smaller version of what you're seeing on the screen, so we can't actually see the numbers. We know there's numbers there. So
I can't see anything with the lights on, with these contacts.
No, I turned the lights on a while ago.
Oh, my. Is my left arm going?
I think you might be having a stroke.
Okay.
It is fun to play with, Mitch. Let's go full screen for Mitch and I, so we can. So I can see without my glasses.
See what's behind curtain number 2.
Oh, look at those numbers. 3722 on the reads. Whoops, my bad. Close that. 3722 on the reads. 2828 on the writes. Those are fantastic numbers. I think that ADATA drive is a really good value for 250 for 2 terabytes with those speeds. Buy it. Then let's look at 3D.
You got a link for it too, don't you?
If I don't, I'm trying to. For some reason, I don't remember putting it in, but I'll add it. It should, all the parts should be listed with Amazon links individually in the video notes below this video. The keyword being should. Oh, it's starting to ramp up now. Do you hear the fans ramping up? And we'll run the time spy test. I already put all the updates on this.
Okay.
And it didn't crash. It took all the updates just fine. So latest and greatest updates on this is a free benchmark. If you have Steam, you can download and run the same benchmark to see how your system at home compares. All the software I use free versions and portable versions. This is not a portable version, but I use portable versions when available so people at home can compare. And they don't have to say, oh, well, I'm not going to buy that software or whatever to do that. And then we're probably going to hog up a lot of the screen. So I guess I can make us a bit smaller for this portion of the test. And I know sometimes they put information, actually I think on this one, I keep grabbing the wrong screen, Mitch. I gotta go to camera 1, and then I can I'll move us to this corner, because I don't think they use this corner. In fact, I'll do like that. Okay. And in just a moment, this is the demo. Once the demo finishes, the benchmark starts.
And what do you guesstimate the number will be?
I ran it last night to test it. So it was 11,500, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's all part of the motherboard prep. That's why things didn't go terribly wrong today. I'm getting smarter. Yeah. It's taken a while, but I'm getting there. Putting my flashlight away while we're waiting. Planet Cryos with a $5 contribution. Hey, thank you, Planet Cryos. Tim Too Much says, so with 10th gen, with the new BIOS update on Z490, can I run a Gen 4? I guess he wants to run a Gen 4 NVMe drive. I don't know that all the motherboards that are Z490 support that. I heard it's the choice of the manufacturer, if I'm remembering correctly, but maybe somebody in the chat can tell you better than I can. I don't know. Honestly, Gen 4 and NVMe doesn't really make that much difference. When you're moving data at, let's say, like we just saw 3,700 megabytes per second. If we change that and we're able to go Gen 4 and we're seeing, let's say, benefit of the doubt, let's say we're going 7,000. Let's say we've literally doubled that read speed. Do you know what that actually means in real life as far as milliseconds?
Quarter of a millisecond.
Well, it depends on how you use your computer. If you're transferring a lot of large files and you're doing it often, I guess you'll see the difference. But under normal, the way most people use a computer, they wouldn't notice any difference at all. In normal, what I define as normal is most common computer use scenarios. But if you're an extreme computer user, then an extreme part like that would make sense. But again, the cost differential to pay for that Gen 4 drive is about $50 more for Gen 4 than Gen 3.
Yeah.
And your Windows is seemingly going to load just as fast. All your apps are going to pretty much load just as fast. It's going to be, the faster it goes, the less you're going to notice the return. You get diminishing returns. But you'll have to decide for yourself if it's worth the extra money. Your benchmarks will look great though. Keep chasing the benchmarks. And again, if you have an unusual use case scenario, well then you don't need any information from me, because if you're at that level, you already know what you need. But for those of you wondering, hey, wouldn't it be great to go faster? It's like having a car that instead of the car doing 160, it can do 185 or 200. But if you're never driving the car at 160 anyway, I guess it just feels good to know you could if you wanted to. I don't know.
So this machine would be good for video encoding? I mean, with the 32
Well, it's a
gigs of
gaming
RAM.
machine. Any gaming computer is good for encoding.
Yeah.
Christopher G contributes $3. Hey, Christopher, thank you for your support. Darren Gilholm says, Corsair MP600 4 Series 1 terabyte high-speed Gen 4 PCIe by 4 NVMe M2 SSD has sequential read speeds of up to 4,950 megabytes per second, with write speeds up to 4,250. That's not much greater than what we saw. Like when I say 7,000, I'm talking a far more expensive drive than that one he's mentioning. So just because it's Gen 4 doesn't mean it's going to be double the speed. Not all Gen 4 drives, just like Gen 3 drives. An Intel Gen 3 drive, the 665p, you're looking at about 1,800 megabytes a second. Same technology, but you go to the Samsung 970 EVO, you're looking at 3,600. And that about peaks out the Gen 3, except we just saw 3,700 here, which was weird. Then when you go beyond that, by the way, if I put an Intel 665p, which is a budget NVMe drive, that's Gen 3, at 1,800 megabytes per second, and I swap out your regular coffee with Folgers crystals, and I put in the Samsung 970 without telling you, I think you would be hard-pressed to know I did anything.
Right.
Very few. Well, in fact, it's never happened to me. I've never had a customer, I haven't done it that many times, but for my business clients, I have swapped out like SATA for NVMe, which is 4 times faster, and they don't notice any difference. I go, hey, have you noticed your computer's faster in the last 2 months, 6 weeks?
They're like, no.
Why, did you do something? No, I don't want to answer the question until you answer my question first, because I don't want you to think you're supposed to give me a certain answer that I'm looking for. Well, since you're asking it, it does feel a little slower. I'm like, oh, jeez. Okay, I guarantee it's not slower. Right. So that kind of cracked me up, and I'm like, all right, that's a bad experiment, because that went the wrong way. Wilhelm Gordon contributes $10. Thank you, Wilhelm. Here comes our
Numbers.
our results.
And you were right.
Well, I just ran it last night, so what does it say? I can't even read it.
Not me.
11.5.
Yeah.
Well, it's saying 11.034 over here on the left, and then up here, I'm looking at the graphics score. But you can run this test on your computer and see how you compare. And it did get a little bit loud during the test. I think that's all we have to test. I mentioned the Prime 95 does get a bit warm with that stock Wraith cooler, which is the high end of air coolers for AMD. Let's go back to full screen on camera 1, and then I guess we can sort of slap it together. I'm not going to worry about the cable management. Let's just kind of slap it together to get an idea of what it would look like if, you know.
And we'll turn on the lights because I'm very uncomfortable being this close to you in the dark. I'm just saying.
Well, I want to know why my wallet's missing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so for me to turn this off, I have to go back over to camera 2 for a second. Give me just a moment. And I have to go full screen on this so I can see. And we'll click here, and we'll click here, and we'll click here, and we'll click there. Okay, now I can go back to camera input 1, which is us, and I can turn the lights back on and we can finish this up. Let's go ahead and unplug these cables for me, if you would, so we can get back to work.
Yep, power supply in the off position. We'll unplug power. Unplug the HDMI that's in the capture card. Can I just set them right there?
Just drop them, yeah.
And what else? We're gonna want that retention back thingy first, probably.
Let's see if Mitch can figure out how that goes on.
You belong in the circus. All right, it's like this. Isn't it?
Not my circus and not my monkeys.
No, is it?
By Jove, I think he's got it.
But then is it this way? Or is it this way?
Studying the species is quite fascinating. Join us next time on Discoveries on Wild Mitches.
On Mutual of Omaha.
Mutual of Omaha.
That's really.
What was that guy's name? Len? What was
Perkins.
Yeah. Len Perkins? What was?
No, I forget.
He had a weird first name.
Yeah.
You don't see many people with that name these days.
So is it this way? I think it's this way. I'm gonna gamble. I think it's this way. But then,
did the holes line up? Oh, yeah. You see on this, they did something nice here. At the end of this bracket, there's 2 little posts that stick out.
okay.
Those posts go into 2 matching holes in the case. That helps align it. Do you see that?
I guess.
That's a no then.
Yeah. No, right like that.
Yeah. And then I need the screwdriver.
But then
you just hold it. Just hold it. And I'll grab my screwdriver. And my shoes. I'm going to grab my screwdriver and my shoes. Just so I know where my shoes are. And those were the little tiny weird screws that went in the back here.
somebody has a something Perkins, Robert.
Marlin.
Marlin.
Marlin. You know any Marlins? I guess there's a Marlin Wayans, isn't there?
Whereas Marlin says, you know, I will remain in the safety of the blind while my assistant
with a red shirt
sneaks up on this cheetah who looks very hungry.
This is not going in straight. There it is. And then there were the big screws that were up there. These weird, funky ones went up here. I can't see, Mitch. You got to line it up for me.
Wait a minute.
I felt it. Did you feel it?
Yeah.
I can't see anything but the back of your hand.
Sorry.
And that's the way it's going to be until you learn to listen. All right, so that's the radiator bracket back on. I guess we can snap the front cover back on. This should be interesting.
Yeah. And then the feet and then the sides.
The feet are attached to the
two
sides.
sides, yeah. But you got to plug this in. Right. What is that, Romper Room? You're too young to remember that show.
I remember Romper Room.
Okay, with the mirror, yeah.
Biggie, 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 biggie. What's up, Buck?
Do you want to try snapping that on?
I think we got the sizes about right.
Okay. Or you want to turn it, go the other way?
Luke,
Yeah.
I like my ribs
That's
well done.
that's
Fall off the bone.
that's Steve Luke up there of Total. All right.
Well, this thing fogs up.
Yeah. So go around the front. All right. Yeah.
I need to disinfect that now.
That's for sure. Yeah.
All right, so there's like a cutout here, which I guess goes around the buttons up there. And then we have this RGB power connector, which is gonna go, it goes onto this piece here, but let's feed it in through there, and then this through there. And then let me turn this, and it should just snap. It looks like we have to bring this, it kind of hangs over. Because normally there's feet on it. This should be going on last, apparently. It's got to go this way. My bad. Well, that's just stupid. Are you telling me I got to drag that across? No. That's really bad. So that means it's got to go this side. Go ahead and grab that for me and just take it right underneath these other cables. I know you guys can't see, but we're just trying to run that power LED cable.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Which is frustrating because this cable's coming out on the right. This one should also come out on the same side, and it doesn't. Which, you know, again, just makes the cable management more difficult. And in manufacturing, that's a choice they make. Then those little plastic pins will help us align. And I want to be very careful to ensure that my alignment, in any of these cheap cases, if you're not extra careful, those little plastic clips will break super easy. It looks like the bottom went in all by itself when I put the top in. And then on this little LED cable, I don't know if we get any indication as to which side is positive or negative. It doesn't tell us. There's, okay, well here's a positive cable on the right side that I'm holding. So it looks like it, boy, you'd have to be sort of a technical person to understand that. The good news is, if you put it in backwards, it won't hurt it, it just won't light up. Now at this point, Mitch, we should have a light up here. So let's just give it power. I don't necessarily care if we hook up video, I just want to hook up power. And I want to see if we get a light around the edge now before I go any further with this.
Gonna turn the power supply in the on position.
Yes, please. It is not lighting. So that means that even though I've connected positive to positive, it's not lighting. So maybe I have to put positive to negative. What is it supposed to light up? Nothing's happening either way.
Or is it for this light?
Oh, I see. There's a button here on the side that's controlling. So it's not for an outer ring LED. It's controlling. There's a button.
Look at that.
There looks like there's two buttons here, but this one doesn't move. This just says LED, and I guess if you want to turn the LED off, you can just keep, what do I hold it in? Yeah. So I guess you just hold it in. Looks like a cat's eye. What'd you do on Friday? I was trying to pick the right color. I can't figure out how to get it back the way it was. Whoa.
I like that one.
If I hold it in. Okay, let me hold it in again. It was all lit up before, wasn't it? The whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Put it back the way it was. All right, how about I disconnect this? So apparently that's just for the switch, and that's why positive and negative don't matter. So if I unplug this from here, now that switch won't do anything at all.
Gotcha.
Okay, so positive and negative don't matter. It's just a switch. So no worries there. Even though it says LED on it, it's saying it's controlling the LED. It's really just a switch. But I can't figure out how to put it back. I guess you hold it in to turn it off, tap it, tap it, tap it. And I guess, I'm gonna guess it's not gonna save the setting. Like if I hit the power button, the cycle is down.
Right.
Good. Let's see what happens when we turn it back on if it goes back to the default where it was fully lit before. No, it looks like it's remembering it. There's no documentation to explain this, by the way. I guess you're just supposed to know. Figure it out yourself. They should include a piece of paper that just says, figure it out your damn self. I seem to recall, I thought more than just the middle lit up before. Now I can't remember. It feels like the whole thing was glowing.
That's what yeah.
And it's not doing that anymore. And I don't know why. But maybe that's all it was doing before. Well, I guess it's going to cycle now.
I could have sworn the whole thing.
I thought I did too. I thought it was brighter.
Yeah, the whole thing looked, you broke it when you put the ring on. Yeah.
Yeah, well, this wouldn't be the first time. Well, there doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason to this. Is that the ice cream man, Mitch?
Yeah.
You want to go get some ice cream? Give you a couple bucks? Can run out there and chase him down?
I want a
Ice cream man!
I want a fudgicle.
Ice cream man!
I know that.
Maybe that's the way it was when we started. Maybe it was just doing this.
I could
I
have.
thought it was
Chad,
glowing on
I
the...
could have. Chad, tell us. I could have sworn that whole big 240 thing was like lit up green. Remember? Because the guy said, you know, that's a vacuum cleaner, but maybe that's all the RGB. Yeah. So.
Yeah, the mic is saying the whole area was lit. All right, let's turn this off. Let's try something. We'll let it cycle off. Pull the power plug from the back of it, will you? Make sure that the power is drained. Now go ahead and plug it back in. Maybe that's just the way it was.
Okay.
Maybe because the lights were out, I'd have to go back to the video and look. Everybody's saying the whole thing did light up, but it's not doing it that. It's not doing that anymore.
You broke it when you put the ring on. I'm telling you.
Well, I'm just wondering because we had the lights out, if maybe it looked that way. The hard drive LED is up here and it's blinking on and off. The power light is on, so we do have all the LEDs hooked up correctly. Let's go ahead and turn this back off one more time. I'm just kind of done playing with that for now. And we'll put the covers back on and we'll just kind of shove the cables aside. We'll take the, go ahead and unplug it for me, would you? I'm gonna take all these spare power cables.
You want the feet, which also includes the sides, right? We'll do those first before putting the top smoky glass in.
Well, first I gotta figure out how I'm gonna fit these power cables in here. Because that hard drive cage, I sure wish I could remove it. Let's see, let's take these two this way. Now to make my life a little more to make life easier, I'll grab these wire ties just as a temporary
solution.
Yeah, just to kind of keep the cables from retangling once I start to put them in this little opening here. This is just intended as temporary. I would never sell a system with any wire ties. You have to use, really have to use nylon zip ties. But at least for this, we can wrap this up a lot sooner if I do it this way. Take that off for a second.
By the way, Carey, I did my taxes yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You gonna be okay?
Well, visiting hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Yeah, that's not gonna work for me. I'll, you got Zoom?
Yeah. Not in jail, no.
That's the best place to have Zoom.
Yeah.
Be around a bunch of dangerous criminals.
No, I think I'm getting, last year I got nothing. This year I'm getting, I don't know,
You're getting my money?
$600 back.
Yeah, that's my 600 bucks you're getting.
I was pleasantly surprised. You need more of it?
Yeah, I need one more here. I was hoping I had a shorter one. That'll be all right. So you buying dinner tonight? Is that what you're saying?
Sure.
It's on camera.
Would you want 1 or 2 Happy Meals?
Feeling. Depends what the toy is. Really.
Are you very hungry? You'll get 2. I'll take you to Burger King if you'll wear one of those crowns.
Well, as hungry as I am,
Yeah.
I don't want Burger King.
Yeah.
I don't have enough toilet paper in the house.
Yeah. Yeah. Chat, that's the one nice thing about working on a film set is the catering is always nice. And,
I wonder which is worth more, my toilet paper or the graphics card?
Depends.
Which is,
Well,
like,
depends.
I'm not even
Is
sure.
it Sherman?
If it
is
was
it
Depends,
two-ply?
I wouldn't need the toilet
Yeah,
paper.
Is it 2-ply? I don't go for that 1-ply, at Costco.
These are satin bed sheets. What do you use?
Your handkerchief. What else do you?
Thought it smelled funny.
Oh, that goes on before the feed season? Yeah, okay.
These are the feeds.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you want to... What do we do with the screws? Are they just little...
No, they're down here somewhere. I see. So it screws on in the back, so that defines left and right. So this is the wrong side. Of course, I had 2 sides to pick from. You had to know. I had to pick the wrong one first because otherwise
The far side.
I wouldn't be Carey. That's how you can tell it's the real Carey and not the imposter.
I like the CGI one better.
The CGI Carey?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that thing is expensive.
Okay.
All right, can you just hold
Yeah.
that right there? And let me get my glasses and my shoes. Uh-oh. Which screws were in there? Were they the standard case screws or were these round ones? I don't remember.
Take a chance.
Risk it?
Yeah.
I thought I had separated these on purpose. I did. They were these standard case screws. It doesn't really matter, folks. They'll both do the job equally. It's just an aesthetic. It's a look.
Can I let go now? Yeah.
Not yet.
No.
It's like the Titanic all over again. Don't let go. Okay, now we need to flip it to the other side and I'll get the other panel. Oh, this cable management is lovely. Lovely, Carey.
They're lovely.
I could just-
Now you know, Chad. Someone is going to want this beautiful Mitch and Carey build with our own little hands. Will you throw in a case badge?
I'm glad you're here
Will
to
you-
do this.
Will you throw in a case badge?
Sure.
Sorry, guys.
Still not lining up right.
Say when.
It's like it's got to go more to the front. For some reason, it's not. You're going to come down a little. Well, I guess it's okay. I guess it was close enough.
Keyword is guess. All right.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
I miss the ice cream man, Uncle Carey.
Oh no.
I wanted
I'll go to the store and I'll get you an ice cream.
I wanted a drumstick.
You've been a good boy, so.
What's the commercial? What will you do for a Klondike bar?
Where do I bury this body?
Yeah.
I think you've taken it too far. Let's go ahead and put it back up on its feet, and then we'll put the smoke cover on top. There's an edge to this. This is the back where the bubbles are up here. And then that'll just go on. Like I said, well, I'll have to do some cable management, so bear with me. I just want to rush through this. That should tuck underneath the front. Does it tuck? Sort of a nip. I think the edges go over the case, and then the front, I think, goes under the front bezel, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how it came apart. Again, it's a cheap case, so that you don't really get a whole lot of positive confirmation that it's in the right place. And then these big thumb screws, which we only have 2 of, are very unique. They're the only 2 of the whole case that look like that, and those uniquely go to the bottom. And then what we're left with, this little pile of screws right here, this would be for additional hardware that we don't have on this build. Oh, it's getting away. Sound effects. And there's no screwdriver bit type. It's a completely flush thumb screw, meaning you can only tighten it by hand. That should prevent you from over tightening and cracking the plastic. I'm sure that's why they did that. You see, there's a rhyme and a reason for everything. Now, because this case is so dark, boy, it looks like there's a place for a 3rd screw, but they didn't give us 3. But there's a place for a 3rd screw here. They're not using that. Interesting. So there, you can barely see through the smoked covers. So the cable management, that's horrible right now. Can't really see it. Let's go ahead and plug it in and turn it on and see what it looks like.
Hand me the...
Oh, you need the cables, do you? Well, I guess I'll be the one plugging it in then. We'll go right here for the graphics card. And then we'll go right here for the power.
This is a pretty nice hand warmer.
Just wait till I turn it on. That's the Phoenix Heat. Let me give you that back. You can put that away. These little screws that are left over will go in a Ziploc bag to go in the motherboard box. And before we go any further, I'm going to cut the lights again, and we're going to see the final look. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and turn it on with the lights on. We should have everything plugged in and ready to go. And yeah.
Is it this one?
Yeah, but turn it around so people can see it.
Do we have enough slack?
Turn it the other way, because I want them to see this side where the cooler is. Yeah, let's take it as far as you can take it.
Yep.
Is that about good?
Yep.
Well, we can't see the front, though.
You're straining the cable.
That's okay.
Really straining the cable.
Good. Just, we'll hold it there, turn it on. Yeah, it's staying. And I'll cut the lights.
I would have bet that whole front fan, like you said, I think the chat was saying, yeah, that the whole front fan. So you broke it when you put that. It's your fault.
I can fix it.
Yeah.
See, it's all lit up now. I think it looks the same.
Yeah.
It's just when the room is dark.
Yeah, that's true.
And then when I tap the button, where's the button now? Now that it's all turned, I don't know where it is. Right over here. Yeah, it was all lit up right there, wasn't it?
Did you miss it?
Whoa. How about that?
I like it. Mm.
Is it supposed to be counting down? What happens when it reaches 0?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit on the insides.
Cut the blue wire, not the. He said the red, not the blue.
Well, it doesn't want to focus. It doesn't like that one bit. camera's very confused. Oh, there it goes. Now kind of tilt it, twist it a little, turn a lazy, oh, or do that. Can't really see the RAM in there.
You can't?
I see the cooler. Oh, there's the RAM to the left. Okay, I got it. Yeah, go ahead and put it back on its feet. And then turn the front towards the camera, please. What do you think?
It's a unique build, and it is, I gotta admit, it is quiet.
Should I go with green?
Yeah.
What are my choices? I barely even touched it. That's a very sensitive button. Ooh, hello. How about that?
Yeah, that's the one.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
It's changing. It's breathing.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
There it's going like teal. It's kind of pulsing. Now it's green, yellow, white, blue. So the camera's having a hard time with the colors because of all these surrounding lights. So if I kind of consume the camera frame with that light, you should get a better color representation. And as I cycle through now,
That's pretty cool.
it is cool. Seems like it's just doing the same thing. That turns it off entirely. Oh, no, I guess not. Well, that's interesting. That's like a record time build for us. Only 2 hours and 30 minutes. Helps when you prep the motherboard ahead of time, doesn't it?
Very nice.
That's a rockin' system, by the way. 3900X, 32 gigs of RAM. In the case, well, it is very cheaply made and a little overpriced for what you get, is exclusive. You know, you're gonna have something you're probably not gonna see anybody else with.
Let's toast some marshmallows, Uncle Carey, and make s'mores, okay?
Anybody have any questions for us, or we'll wrap up today's build? We had a few more contributions come in, so $5 from Matt Power. Thank you, Matt. Richard S. with $2. And a shout out and thanks once again to Wilhelm Gordon and Christopher G., Planet Cryos, as well as, oh, I can't see that from here. What does that say? QING-P. I don't feel bad about not being, I just couldn't figure that out. 5 pounds. Thank you so much for that, as well as Samuel Ramos and Chris Johnson, saying thank you to both of us. Thank you. Make sure Chris Johnson is blue. Mike Podukowitz, thank you for your continued support, as well as Black Watch and Randolph Slavin. Marty Uel, hey Marty, how are you? There's Richard S. and Rick Hubbard. The Tech Vlogs. Make sure the Tech Vlogs is blue. Yeah, they are. Antas Mishra with 60, what are those, rupees? I'm not sure what that is. Thank you for your contribution of whatever it was. I appreciate it. Tredget Oldson, Planet Cryos, a couple more times there. Chris's Channel of Technology, Chris Mole, and of course, Peter Laycock and Frankie B for the very generous contributions that kicked us off right, even before we got started.
Yeah.
Oh, and I wanted to put those spare screws in a Ziploc bag. So let me do that now while I'm thinking about it, because I definitely don't need those. What I'll do off camera is I'll do the cable management when I'm in the mood. I got to be in a mood for that, because it's tedious. It's boring and tedious.
So if you would like this build, you can get a hold of Carey, but you'll be
here's what you need to know about the build.
with the graphics card.
Yeah, the problem with the build price is that GPU. So if you want it without a GPU and you want to provide your own GPU, then the price on this will be very
Reasonable.
very reasonable. With a GPU, you know, I've got a couple to choose from, but it's gonna probably double the price. But without a GPU, the system won't boot. You absolutely have to have one.
Right.
There's no onboard video, even though the motherboard provides it. The chip does not have graphics built in. But you can reach out to me in email if you're interested. Otherwise, it may just end up to be a set piece once we have a studio set up.
We'll put a little LED fuse going like that.
And thanks
So it's
also to Rick Lakes. Rick just contributed 10
Oh,
bucks.
thanks, Rick. Yeah.
Thanks for your continued support, Rick.
Yeah.
Patrick Russo says it's for sale, LOL. I don't know why that's an LOL. Most of what I build is for sale. Catherine Anna Hauserman says, hi, Mitch.
Hey, Catherine, wish me luck on Sunday. My first kind of long ride on my motorcycle to Las Vegas. Boy, it's a good thing I don't gamble.
You're gambling taking a motorcycle ride to Las
right.
Vegas.
I'm sure glad I don't gamble. Lend me $200.
Jim says, a build in less than 4 hours? That's inconceivable. I don't think you know what that word means.
No. Princess Bride, yeah.
Matt Power says he bought Uncle Carey's Windows Optimizer tool today.
Nice.
It's a great tool.
Yep.
You won't regret it. Paul says, good build, Carey and Mitch. Hey, thank you. And thanks to my friend Ron Hillier for pointing me out to this case.
Yeah.
It's flying under the radar there.
Yeah, very unique.
Something very different. As long as you understand what you're buying, you know, it's not terrible. But boy, is it overpriced. That probably cost 40 bucks to make this case. They've really marked it up. And this was, it looks like other manufacturers put their name on this and charge even more. I've seen it over $200. Yeah, for that kind of build quality. Ugh. But nobody would know that. Like when you look at this, you wouldn't know that it's a cheap case. You'd just be like, ooh, that's different. And if that's what you're going for and you're happy with that, then, you know, yeah, I got no problem.
And I'm back, filming again tonight for, I don't know.
Or you go back to work.
Maybe 3-4 hours. And my co-actress, boy, she's pretty. I think she's about 25 years old. Designed the dress that she's wearing herself, quite impressive. And
wow.
yeah.
So she could be the costume designer, but she's also
an actress, yeah. She found the key, kind of that I handed to her, and she kind of made it look old herself, which I'm like, ooh. She's like, yeah, you know, I did whatever you know, spray paint it black, and then you take a lighter to it and whatever, and it certainly looked like an old key, and so yeah, it's going to be.
Well, we'll see the finished product. It's
Yeah,
hard to picture what you're trying to describe because I don't have any point of reference.
But
I'll look forward to
But it
seeing
looks like $1 million. Yeah. And it should, because the camera's a cinema red. That's what they shoot feature films with with this exact camera that the guy's using, and so.
I'm not seeing any questions, so I think we're good.
Yeah, Mitch, be safe on the road. Yeah, from Wickenburg to Las Vegas is about 3.5, and some of it's freeway, but again, it's a good 3 or 4 lanes. I just get in the right lane. My helmet has music, so I can listen to either podcasts or Spotify. Give them
take a nap.
Give them a plug. Take a nap. And
Does it have the autopilot?
I can take. It does have cruise control, and I can take and make phone calls, which is nice. So I mean, it's better than.
Yeah, you can't even tell when he's on the motorcycle. You talk to him, and you're like, "What are you doing?" Oh, I'm on the motorcycle. What?
Out to Bartlett Lake. Is it sound? Because I have to be honest, the bike is loud. It's not obscene to where a cop next to me would give me a ticket, but he's still going to give me a dirty look when I gas it. Nobody's going to not know that I'm there because the guy put custom exhaust on it, which unfortunately is a little loud. But I'm like, I'd rather have him hear me coming.
If it's too loud, you're too old.
Yeah. I didn't hear that. Was it? So thanks everybody
for tuning in. We may have another build next Friday.
Yeah, well, I think
Very
we're going to
nice.
go after that little mini attack helicopter case next Friday.
Yeah. Ooh, somebody's going to like that. They're going to want to buy that.
I may not sell it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. But we're doing Intel on that. We're not doing.
Yeah, that's going to be an Intel 9900K. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And I have an 11th gen build I'm going to do, sort of still be kind of a budget build, but just one tier up
Okay.
to an 11th gen with a fancier motherboard. So a little bit more higher, little higher end of a budget, not budget, but I would say like an 8-year build,
Okay.
but using the latest generation motherboard. Well, no, I think I'm going to go 490 on it instead of 5. I think I'll stay at a 400 series with the 11th gen i5 11600K.
And then are you putting a graphics card in the mini helicopter? Or are you going to use just onboard graphics?
Well, that case really deserves a graphics card, but I may not have one to put in there.
Okay.
So for the initial build, what I think is we'll run off the onboard video on the Intel card. But that's really a gaming case. That's not an office case.
Right.
And those are office graphics. But in the case of these AMDs, you have to.
Yeah.
You just have to. There's no choice. I don't know yet. We might build it with a graphics card because it is a gaming machine.
Okay.
We'll have to see what I have left
But
over.
the chip does have onboard graphics.
Yeah,
if you want
yeah,
to.
and that's
Good.
one of the reasons I like building with Intel right now during this GPU shortage is,
Yep.
you know, we don't have to worry about that. All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all my friends in blue for being supportive and kind. And those of you who are not blue, being supportive and kind, continue that behavior and you'll find yourself blue. I want everybody to be blue. If I had my way of the world, nobody would be a jerk. But I'd be the only one. I want to be the only jerk. I don't like competition. Anyway, I do hope to turn everybody blue over time. And for those of you who are blue, thank you for keeping it civil in the chat. For everybody who has contributed, thank you for that. All the parts for today's video are listed in the video notes below the video. They're to Amazon. When you buy anything from Amazon, using my link to take you to Amazon, I make a small commission off whatever you buy. It doesn't change anything for you. You're still going to pay the same price. That applies only to the US. The computers I sell, I can only sell within the United States. I cannot sell outside of the United States. And I think that's all the disclaimers.
And besides nice donations and Super Chat, just to make you aware, you can also donate via PayPal or Amazon gift cards. Either way would be appreciated because that way Carey can pay me.
Nothing is expected, but it's always appreciated.
Always appreciated. Yeah. And
wait, I'm supposed to pay you?
it's Friday, and thanks so much for tuning in.
Hold on, I think I just got paid from YouTube.
Oh,
So it's your lucky day. Here. I might have some more.
Wait till I parlay that in Vegas to $1 million. Then I'll never come back. Yeah, he's really showing me his 2 cents. All right.
It's 3.
3, okay.
See those coins?
Yeah.
If I break them in half, would they be bits of coins?
Yeah. Don't spend it all in one place.
Do you own Bitcoin? No, I own bits of coins.
Bits of coins.
Thank you guys so much. This is getting bad.
Yeah.
These dad
so
jokes.
It's time to go. Yeah.
Thank you guys again for watching. Thanks for all your support. We'll be back. Well, I'll be back. I don't know about this guy, but I will be back. I'm planning to be back on Monday with more builds, more stuff, more reviews, more. M-O-A-R.
Busy month. Busy month of April.
I'm going to get a lot done this month.
Gonna hold you to it.
You
heard it here.
There'll be people say, "What a shame! Did you hear about Carey? Boy, he had big plans in April, didn't he?"
Right.
Well, no, I'm going to get some stuff done. We've got computers to finish up. Thomas Backenstow's machine's going out next week.
Okay.
For sure, guaranteed. Thomas Backenstow, the little red and black one, is going out.
Pinky swear.
Pinky swear it's going out next week, and of course the little black helicopter. We'll do that Friday, and then between Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, I'm doing it with or without you.
Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. What do I have?
Other builds.
I'm not telling. I have some stuff.
No.
I have some stuff. And there's stuff behind you in boxes I have to review.
Okay.
So I will get to well, not all of it. I'll get to portions of that
Next week.
and then the week after and the week after.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not bored,
right.
in case you were wondering.
Yeah, I won't even think of you when I'm in Vegas. So.
Liar.
Yeah, I'll be calling you for money. All right.
They're going to break my legs, Carey. I'm serious.
As for bail money. All right, yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, you guys. I will see you all very, very soon. On behalf of Mitch Morrison and myself, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you all again very, very soon. And until then, what do I say?
Bye for now.
What he said.